navigate and heal through it. But they are going to be forced to reposition soon. If you guys are unfamiliar with how gas works in this game, the longer you stay in it, you build up a meter called toxicity. And once you hit 100 toxicity, you start taking more damage from gas. It looks like we have Mountain FPS here, looting the first airdrop of the game.
Did he get the hunting
himself
rifle?
either. Doesn't look like he has a hunting rifle on his back, but it looks like he took the 10 militaries, got himself some ammo. You know, nice little supply boost for Mountain here.
Yes. You know, I don't think, like, in the 3 games we played yesterday, we didn't see any hunting rifle kills. Nobody got their hands on a hunting rifle. Or if they did, they didn't use it to any success.
Yeah, that's true. And we're going to see a lot of prevalence in, cars in this kind of safe zone. I just like to point out to the stream, if you guys are interested in listening to the French broadcast, there is another stream, Twitch TV/LE stream, Twitch TV/LE stream. If you guys would like to listen to the French broadcast, there is an alternate stream up for you guys.
Le stream.
Le stream.
Le stream.
I like that. I like that.
Ooh, G Downey taken out from the side. YouTube Starshipper also down. Another Champions Arena player. See, we're going to be seeing a lot of carnage here in the first game. Now, just remember, guys, if players are taken out of the game, in the first game, you are able to bounce back in Game 2 and Game 3. You are not out for good, that's for sure.
And something I want to point out as well, I mean, we lost players so quickly yesterday in the Australian games. We still have 124 remaining.
Boys!
That's quite a bit compared to yesterday.
Yeah,
so
that shows how
lot
much
more
players are
passiveness.
prioritizing staying alive. Most of the fights so far have been players that are almost forced into confrontation just by proximity.
Right. They're utilizing their own space. Oh, and...
I don't think this fight is going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think so as well.
I think Pepe knows that there's a player out there, even if he's heard him or maybe he saw him, but he doesn't want to fight.
Yeah, you're going to be seeing a lot of players kind of hanging out, playing safe. And we saw this, so we have Crumb down here in the very bottom of the map, kind of hiding a police car. Placement is important to these players. They understand that the longer they wait in the game, the more points they're going to accumulate. Now, speaking of waiting, for you guys waiting at home, ShowdownEU is the code. Make sure you guys redeem it on the website. It looks like we have a fight breaking outside of PV. Days official taking shots at Notorious.
Notorious, he's in a bad situation. He's down to 1 shot, and it looks like he's getting pinched between 2 players, one in the city and one out by the rock.
Now, this is tough, especially in places like Pleasant Valley. Once you hear gunshots, you are going to attract more players. It's like a domino effect. They hear 1 kill, and more kills are going to fall after that.
Of course, of course. One of the interesting and crazy dynamics about any Battle Royale game, and H1Z1 in specific, is you can never truly count on a 1v1 unless you're literally the last 2 players alive. If you're fighting somebody and you're getting tunnel vision on one fight, if you stay in the same location, someone's going to come up from behind you and finish you off.
Yeah, Days is not done with Notorious. Days taking off his armor. Notorious to get a chance to heal up a little bit. He's around 70 HP, so he is taking shots back at Days. Kind of a little bit more confident. Notice how he's watching his back. Grenades coming out. Does not connect.
Notorious has no cover from behind him towards the city, so if somebody does, I see him, he keeps turning around and checking just to make sure somebody's not coming up behind him, which is very, very smart, but he's going to definitely have to focus on Days if he wants to fight him off.
Now, these players are confident. Notorious just took off the helmet of Days Official, and as a skilled player, once you hit that helmet shot, you kind of get that little boost of confidence. You're feeling good with your shot.
Absolutely.
And you can turn the tides of a fight using confidence like that.
It looks like both of them are crouching, both of them are healing. They're not going to be rushing each other. We're going to see players in these games using every tool at their disposal. They're going to use nades. They're going to use weapons. They're going to use positioning. They're going to use placement.
Notorious caught the quick 2-tap.
Oh my goodness, what a decisive 2-tap. That was a close fight though. He got Days down to about 1 shot.
Alright, first gas is about to hit the ring. Notice how many players are in the gas. Cloud Orbit being all the way up at Harris Ridge. By the way, he's moving, might not have the fastest vehicle in the game. So all these players are going to be moving. We have Vitality Hurrah also by Humperdinck. All these players are forced into the first zone. Like, the longer they wait, the less chance, they're going to have to find a safe area.
Yes, look at how few players there are in Spence Hills. Spence Hills is relatively in the center of the safe zone, but there's only a couple players in Spence Hills.
Now, it's important to notice that the further the safe zone is moving south, the further, Cranberry is going to be forced out, and Spence Hills as well. So all these players up north are definitely going to find themselves in a tough spot. We have Zeke taking shots at Epsilon Fieldern in the gas. So these players are definitely interacting. Stormin finding himself at 8 Mile, looking for loot. He does have a police car. It is kind of in a poorer condition than he'd like, but he is able to navigate and find himself some loot and get away if he needs to.
Definitely.
I feel like we're about to see a lot of deaths happening with all of those players north of the circle migrating south. We're going to see a lot of that.
All of those players are going to get funneled in. Plus, the next safe zone is pushing them even farther away. The entirety of Pleasant Valley is not going to be in the safe zone. So anybody up in Pleasant Valley or on the entire north side of the map, all they're getting funneled into that south part. Oh my goodness, we have an Enigma Sim coming up on...
Ooh, Zeke with the shots in the gas. This is dangerous. He's trying to secure himself that ATV, and down he goes.
Not enough.
Zeke unfortunately losing his life in the gas. He tried to get the ATV, but looks like LeCompte had taken Zeke out of the game.
Yeah, LeCompte was trying to hotwire that ATV. And Enigma 6, he kind of had the drop on him, but he hopped out of the ATV and took him out before he was able to finish the fight.
KOTK finding himself in a fight right with Mountain FPS. He's players are able to bounce away from fights using cars, which is a smart move. There is a huge death in the kill feed. 10K days.
He is a legend.
He is a legend. A high speed, high sensitivity, throwable king. This man is a monster. He is down for the count early. It looks like Navi, a Guardian, is also out of the game as well.
And Jackie Chan got taken out.
Yeah. So many deaths happening around the edges of the gas on the north side, especially. So many players are forced to run out of the gas and into the open. We got shots coming out at Dimac, from the AK. He loses his armor, but he's not down at. Future 33 pushing up on the sides.
Dimac is put into a difficult situation right here. He has players on both sides, but he has a rock to hide behind and a tree behind the...
I guess you could say he's between a rock and a hard place, right?
Exactly.
Smoke grenade's coming out, though. Now, this is important to note which way he's putting the smoke grenade. He kind of isolates one side off, which lets him have a 1v1 with another player. This is definitely like a key strategy. Future finding himself very low as well. We're going to be seeing a lot of fights like this where players try to isolate to a 1v1.
Right behind. There's 4 players right in this area. This is going to get crazy. Future has a very, very strong position. You could say Future has a bright future on that ridge because he doesn't have to overcommit. But if they can find the crazy 2-tap on him, then he's going to get taken out nonetheless. Dinmac is just getting out of there. He does not like the situation that he was put in. He wants to relocate so that he's not going to get pinched.
I know earlier we saw Howie sitting in the bathroom for quite a while, and it seems like he's playing pretty safe.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, we're going to have a fight break out right here. Oh, no! Peppy had the drop on Egoist, but Egoist was able to find the quick 2-tap. Sometimes, even if you get the drop on somebody, if you are... Oh, we have a fight breaking out in the gas.
That's unfortunate. Dimac was running with his hands out. For you guys at home, running with your hands out actually doesn't make you go any faster or anything. It's just a habit some players have. Fortunately, kind of caught him off guard there, and he went down without a fight.
Running with no guns out, it makes you look like a striking figure indeed.
Yeah, looks like the second wave of gas is pushing into the next ring. We're going to have to see. Now, notice there's still players in Pleasant Valley, all the way kind of hanging out. Epsilon Kuge, Zach Rock, Hypnotize. All these top players are kind of just forced to run into the safe zone super late into the game. And notice there's not a lot of people around the center, more so in EU than we've seen in the South American, Australian ones. But there is definitely going to be a crowded area here soon as the map condenses.
As opposed to winner chicken dinner, we have the player named loser chicken dinner right here, driving an ATV at half health. Hopefully, he's trying to prove his name wrong. He doesn't want to be the loser. He wants to be the winner. Let's see if that'll happen.
I think it's even looser.
Wow, look at that drop.
Dinner. Ooh.
Right
Dano is in a lucky spot here a little bit. He's going to have an airdrop personally delivered to him.
I wonder if he knows that there's an airdrop landing on his head.
It's literally personally delivered to this guy. If he doesn't loot this, I will be very... Look, the door is open. He has to see... He's like, what?
What?
Where is it?
Is this for me?
He's like, okay, all right. Looks like he's tabbing over it now. A lot of players will quickly check. Rizar kind of finding himself in a fight between loser chicken dinner. He has his back to the gas. He has throwable in hand. Looks like he's going to throw it. Flashbang out.
Oh
does
my
connect
gosh.
The loser.
He's
and he actually gets...
Oh my holy guacamole.
Rizar hit the... Oh no, Rizar down for the count. Got hit by her 2-tapped while the other player was flashbang. That is really unfortunate.
That was a brave move to just push out and try and fight that.
Well, I know a lot of the E6 players are very confident using flashbangs. Rizar and Zeke especially are like a deadly combo using flashbangs.
Definitely. He blinded not only the player, but also the spectator. Whoa, that was a turnaround. That was impressive. What a 2-tap.
Now, there's very highly skilled players in the European region. You're going to see a lot of 2-taps coming out, a lot of quick kills.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of precise AR play in this game.
Ooh, another kill for Loser Chicken D.
Loser is proving that he is not what his name entails.
Now,
Holy cow.
hopefully here we don't have another Fokusira incident. There was a player who kind of had a similar name. Here's a fan favorite, Rogue Stormin driving backwards on a hill, dodging bombs, hanging out. Ooh. And we're going to see a lot of kills. POTUS taking out Tixi. See, a lot of these fights are breaking out right here. We got Kaka Jiha coming out of the gas right 100 meters out, and he is aware of the other players around him.
He knows,
but,
he heard the shot. If he got line of sight, which he does, POTUS is going to get pinched. This is a very, very unfortunate pinch. He's pushing right into.
Helmet.
He has
He
no
knows.
idea that he's behind the rock.
Oh.
POTUS, he was stuck between a rock and a hard place. Once again, he was forced to run right into the other player and was taken out because of it. But the battle is not over because there's still 2 players left. A frag grenade is thrown. They're going to be doing the dance with nades. They're going to try to flank each other out of position and get some shots on them before they have to push too close. Another frag grenade coming out, doing a lot of damage, knocking them down to about 40% health. Cloud is taking control over this fight. Cloud is moving back and forth, taking control,
Ooh,
and finishes out the fight.
Great movement.
Yeah, Cloud Orbit has proven to be very effective at landing those headshots. He hit a clean 2-tap right before this.
Of course, of course.
Kuge taking shots across the field. Kuge is someone I'm definitely watching for in this game. He's a great player. His movement's great, and he uses a lot of nades to utilize that skill and jump in and take that kill.
That's good.
It's really good.
Yeah, these players need to use every tool at their disposal.
Looks like sirens are coming out. We're seeing Gas move. You know, Gas is going to be forcing players even more south. Howie picking up a kill, you know, on the boards right here. Tribune and Kakatan with the trade, unfortunately. Ooh, Sephi using the effective medium-range shotgun here.
That was some good movement there, getting shots back and forth on both sides, bleeding the other player until it was pretty much done.
And unfortunately, 1A1 is out of the game for good.
Now, most of these fights, the majority of these fights that are breaking out are on the north side of the map because all of those players have been funneled and have been forced into each other. They've been forced together. A lot of the players that are in the south side of the map, or in the center of the map specifically, aren't being forced to get into very many fights.
There are a lot of players remaining for this circle getting
Yeah,
smaller and smaller.
80
It's
players
about to,
remaining. We have like Saikin running out of the gas here. You know, Methodiki sees him, taking shots at him, but he's not going to be able to connect too many here. He gets into cover, but there's going to be so many players around him. They hear these shots, and all these skilled players are attracted to that. They're hunting for free kills.
Oh, Kugi. It looks like Kugi is going to be pinned in the gas. Kugi's pinned in the gas, and Smau is basically going to be patrolling back and forth. He has free shots on Kugi right here. This is not a good situation for Kugi, even though they are very, very far away from each other.
And it's good. The longer he keeps Kuge in the gas, like, the more his toxicity going to be. Fictional finding himself at like 5 HP, getting rushed.
Oh,
Duncan
he's
Official.
getting rushed with the shotgun.
Duncan Official taking him down with the COD rush.
That was a smart play. That was a very smart play indeed. He knew that he was really, really damaged. He only needed to hit him with a couple pellets to kill the fight.
I'd just like to point out some of the few players still alive in the game. Sign, Crumbs, Intensify, Stormin, Fielder, and Kuge. There's so many players still alive, and there's so many players that maybe I don't even know too much about, like YouTube Days Official, top of the leaderboards, Tea Party with Vago, Champions Arena players who are trying to make more of a name for themselves.
Definitely. A lot of kills happening. Every time the safe zone gets smaller and smaller, then more players are forced into a smaller area. This is going to be an interesting safe zone because we got a lot of open area to the south of Cranberry, and we also have, like, the entirety of the city is still safe. So I think we're probably going to see a lot of players usher into the city to try to post up in a building simply to get out of the fights and survive. When you're out in the fields, it can be brutal because if you get pinched, if you don't have cover, you're going to get shot from all sides.
Cloud Orbit, unfortunately, meeting his demise by frag grenade. Good throw by Smau.
Definitely. Cloud has been doing pretty well taking control of the fights, but it was turned around on him in that situation.
We have our third airdrop of the map. Looks like it's hovering right over Bumjig Farms. Now, if you guys at home don't know, the airdrop has a chance of, you know, holding the 308 hunting rifle, which is a high caliber weapon. It is a one shot to the head, instant kill. So a lot of these players will be contesting this. Now, that's not the only threat of other players. There is airstrikes that will continually rain down on the airdrop in the surrounding area, which poses as a huge threat as the circle gets smaller. Ooh.
Oh, shots from across town.
Yeah, these players are no joke. Even if you're like 200, 300 meters out, they will be landing clean rifle shots. So you have to be careful about having your back exposed like that.
Definitely, definitely. And that's the challenge. That's the struggle of being in a game with 66 other players, 100 other players, however many players there are left. Until it's down to the final 2 players, you never know if somebody's going to come up from behind you.
You got
That's why
Sign taking
mobility
shots.
is so important.
Yeah, Sign is definitely somebody we're going to have to keep an eye on this game.
So over half the players have died at this point in the game. The safe zone is going to continue to get smaller, to continue to get more and more pressure on the players on the outskirts of the city, on the outskirts of the safe zone, until everybody is eventually forced together. To this point, we've seen a lot of players using the gas because of the gas early on, not doing too much damage. They're able to survive in the gas.
And right now we have 3 players looking at that airdrop,
yeah.
posted up, waiting to
All
go
hanging
get that
out.
hunting rifle and
They're
see
all
if it's in there.
All hanging out in their trailers.
Yeah, nobody wants to move. I feel like the one player that goes for the hunting rifle is kind of taken out pretty quick. Splintexify and Laven, both on the same mountain. I'm sure Splintexify has seen him, but I don't think he wants to open fire unless he's got some definitive shots, especially because they're going to be pushed by gas. One situation you do not want to be in is you don't want to get into a fight while you're in the gas, because if you get shot once or twice, you're not only getting hurt from the gas, but you're also bleeding out. You're going to have to stop your bleeding, which is going to spend more time in the gas, and it's a slippery slope.
Yeah, Gas is pushing in, forcing players. Now, this stage of the game, Gas is going to start ramping up damage. You know, you're going to be kind of forced to use more healing supplies and kind of move with the Gas to try to stay as healthy as possible here. So we still have a lot of people in Cranberry and the surrounding area, but, you know, we're going to see a big shift in safe zone here with this next ring. It's going to force a lot of players to move. The circle is going to get significantly smaller. Splintexify reaching the base of a mountain. Find another player. We got Sweezy taken out of the game by
great
Zinko
shots.
7. We got, looks like a BQLLTV in a 1v1 versus Splintexify. Splintexify would love to take this fight because he wants the car. Nate's coming out, causing the car to go down.
Situation.
Woo! Now, Splintexify is a man with a mastery of throwables. I remember specifically back in a tournament back on the old map, he actually wiped out one of my old teams explicitly only using nades. Just beautiful nade tosses. Wiped
man.
5 people with the, like, frag grenades.
And I believe Stormin was just taken out of the game.
Oh,
Really?
Rogue Stormin was taken out. He made it relatively far into the top third, but still not as high as he'd like to be.
Yeah, 56th place is definitely, you know, where you not want to be. Definitely, you know, it could be worse. Like a lot of fan favorites, Eric Triceps going down to like 140.
Oh,
Stormin
yeah.
taking out of the game, 56. So we're going to kind of have to see how these players react to, like, maybe there's a sigh of relief knowing Stormin is not in the game anymore.
Everybody's confidence just surges.
Now here we have the next safe zone shift. You know, we have a lot of players going to be on top of each other, encompassing Cranberry, the Cranberry Residential, and the bridge. So there's going to be a lot of point of interest to fight over, and a lot of these players on the south are going to have to move over.
They're going to have to get forced into each other. This is going to be a really tricky situation. 54 players getting pushed into a relatively small safe zone that is split half between the city and half between, like, the fields and the bridge. There's some bridges, there's some ridges, there's some trees, there's some cover, but for the most part, there's a lot of open space. Nobody wants to get caught in the open space, so we'll probably have like 30 or more of the players forced into
And
kind of hiding in the
the river
city.
is going to be a huge point of interest. Look at these players.
The river
Invo
maybe
finding
under the
himself
bridge.
on bridges, Nightmare taking shots, and I'm like, this is going to be a highly contested area. Splintexify finding himself in another 1v1 versus Ben HZ. Now nades are coming out from both parties. Splintexify shot
Getting
from
shot
behind.
from the back.
He has a small little divot to heal, but it might not be enough. Cars coming out. Splintexify is going to be forced to fight.
Ben's pushing in.
Ben's just got really lucky there that
Yeah.
there was some pressure alleviated from him, from somebody shooting Splintexify from behind.
Splint is definitely where he's kind of keeping his back turned to everybody else.
and
Ben's
Ben's
using
pushing up.
to push up.
I don't think Splintexify knows he's watching the wrong directions. Ben's is going to be able to get a free
Wow.
kill on him from behind.
Oh!
What an upset!
What?
Splintexify says, no, I refuse to get taken out of the game right now. He whips around
Splintexify.
180 and just destroys him with a shotgun. I was not expecting that
Amazing.
whatsoever.
Wow, Splintexify, such a clutch, brilliant play.
Jiminy Christmas. Now, Benz had no idea how hurt Splintexify was. He was trying to take advantage of the situation, but no dice.
That has got to feel bad. You know, you finally get up an edge on another player, you turn around and get a shotgun to the face.
Now,
and get face first into the ground.
Honestly, looking at that spot Intensifies is playing, that's an incredibly strong position. He has that whole like little hill right behind him to protect him from that entire side. He also has the tree that he can hide behind him, line of sight players that might be trying to flank him from behind.
We have
So that's a
another
really, really
standoff in this building.
powerful spot.
Yeah, Hurrah is definitely not a player to mess with, too. Definitely a skilled individual for sure. Now, while we kind of hit this low gas,
Howie is
moving
still in the bathroom.
Howie's hanging out.
Howie.
Like,
He hasn't
looks
left.
like he had a big lunch.
He's-
He
you
left the present in the
chew.
toilet.
He's read the entire magazine.
You
He's read the
need
book.
to chew your food before you eat it.
Howie has, I don't know if he's moved. He's been in that bathroom since the beginning.
Here we got Mithrain, another fan favorite out there. I
They
know a lot
must
of
have
people support
TVs.
him. Hopefully we don't see, you know, another fight for the crown incident with Howie here. A lot of the Echo Fox players unfortunately went down to the gas, so I don't think he wants to do it again.
Crumb is still hanging out in the gas.
The gas
making
can
his
be
way
brutal.
inward. What is going to happen?
Especially this part of the map. Like, once the map goes later and later, the gas is going to start doing double damage, triple damage, and be more and more dangerous to players, so they're not going to be able to stay.
Tea Party with Vago taking out Hypnotize, Apex Shay taking out the Lecopteri. There's going to be a lot of fights breaking out here soon. Tea Party with Vago unfortunately goes down as well from the 88% assist from Hypnotize. We're going to be seeing like a lot of fights are breaking out. Players have to fight now. Tricks
Yeah, they
taken
have
out
to
of the
fight.
game.
They're fighting for this position. At this point, they have nowhere to run. You know that there's 44 other players out there. If you don't stand your ground and fight to try to get players away from where you are, then you're going to just get forced into another player, get pinched, unless you get really, really lucky. And I know most players would want to rely on skill as opposed to luck, so they don't want to throw it up to fate.
Howie's in a different bathroom, everyone. He has moved to a different bathroom.
Howie's not feeling very good. He tried to go into work, but he's like, no, I got to go back to the bathroom. He tries to go to the next building. No. It's not working out. Not working out.
Utilizing, though, those two openings and trying to get out of there, I think, safely.
Now, Howie has gone with the city route. A lot of the players are fighting for position out in the fields, out in the forest, but Howie decided to go with the city route. This might be the first time we see him going out into the open, though.
Yeah, he is equipped with, it's super blended into his shirt, but he does have a 2-hit body armor on, and that's huge for this late in the game. Kind of being able to survive either a shotgun blast or 2 extra rifle shots can make or break a fight.
Absolutely, especially for those close-range fights that are probably going to break out in the city.
Yeah, definitely. You got to play it safe. You know, there's going to be another airdrop coming in over the residential area of Cranberry, so it means airstrikes are going to be coming in. CMD taking shots in his truck. It doesn't actually get hit just yet. Maybe losing his armor, but he's still pretty healthy. Mountain FPS in a fight with Bot won't get AR. Mountain pushing up, grenades coming out. Mountain actually clutching it and taking on. No, Crumb with the assist from deep. Actually kind of saves Mountain's life.
Definitely.
Mountain has to be careful here. Crumb taking shots. Looks like from the gas even. Sign pushing up onto Mountain as well. Crumb is in the gas in the surrounding area. This is going to be tough. Mountain is taking shots. Doesn't know where to look. Doesn't know where to go. He's kind of pinched here.
Mountain is wondering, where am I getting shot from? Crumb from within the gas once again. Crumb is getting a lot of hits on players. They don't seem to be able to find him.
And
He's been playing safe this entire time. He's been moving in his car, staying with the gas line, moving forward, and not pushing anything until it's safe.
Not a bad play, and he is equipped with that gold AR in his hands. He's definitely hunting for number 2.
Now, what is going to determine how the last part of the game plays out is largely going to be based on the next safe zone. If the next safe zone pushes players out of the city, then it's going to lead to a lot of open fights, a lot of pinches. If the safe zone goes towards the city, then we're going to see a lot of waiting in buildings, a lot of standoffs, and then those crazy close-range fights, whether hip firing with the AR or the AK, or trying to use the shotgun to decisively finish off the fight.
Now, notice how Crumb is kind of using, you know, his car as cover and the gas. Taking shots at Fieldern here. He has 2 bodies to pick and loot from. Fieldern is still taking shots. Might not be able to recover. Crumb is just going to take some time, heal up in the gas, and play patiently. 35 players remaining. The longer, you know, he goes, the more points he's going to accumulate for himself. MMXTV also.
That was another one of your top picks.
Yeah.
MMX.
Fight breaking out. Hurrah taken out from Liam. Liam with a jump shotgun onto his teammate. Hurrah.
Hurrah is
taken out of
another
the
crowd
game.
favorite. A very strong player and a great streamer.
Yeah. There is a lot of action going on here. This is going to be encompassing. It looks like Cranberry is kind of being forced out of the safe zone residential area. Look at Reeston finding himself.
What a shot!
Liam is kind of asserting dominance over this residential area, saying, don't mess with me. This is my area.
Liam showing confidence in close range and medium range.
It's kind of crazy to see how all these players are reacting to being forced in such a small area with so many people. Now, a lot of these players are used to it because, you know, in the competitive environment, especially with like North America and EU scrims, there's a lot of players left alive at this stage of the game. Liam with his 3rd kill in the residential area. He is absolutely displaying dominance this game.
Definitely, definitely. Now, one of the trends that I'm seeing through these games, a lot of the times if one player will get the drop on another player, they're actually the player that'll die.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how players can quickly turn a situation around. Apex Shay coming around with the Jeep towards Howie. Howie reacting with the nade, but just kind of hanging out in between the silos here.
Only 24 players remaining. We have reached Hunger Games status. Howie's still in. Zeeth with some nice jumping shots. Nice jumping shots. On
Zeeth
Colt.
is one of my longtime friends as well, and I'm really excited to see how he's going to pull this off.
He's doing incredibly
he's,
well.
He's a strong competitor, definitely.
All of the players that are still in the game right now, they have set themselves up for success. Even if you die in the next couple of deaths, getting top 20, getting 21st, getting 15th, it's going to put you in a situation where if you play consistently, you might be able to get top 10 at the end of the showdown.
And we're getting to the top 22. A lot of key players still alive. Apex Shay, Sign, you know, Liam as well, proving to be a strong contender. Dano, the airdrop delivery service, has a little wooden bunker here with a cop car if he really needs to get away.
Now, that cop car might look like it's stuck. Does that look like it's stuck?
Almost.
Because there's a rock behind it and there's some wood in front of it. I don't know if he's going to be able to get that vehicle out very quickly. But he is showing some nice athleticism, doing a backflip from being crouched. I don't think I could do that.
And there's Z. There's your pick, Ali. He's still in.
Zeeth is holding down the fort. Now the next safe zone, is it going to push these players out of the buildings into the field? The final fight is being fought around the farm, which I honestly, personally, I think this is a great final safe zone. It's very, very diverse. You have some trees, you have some logs, you have some cabins, you have a couple buildings here and there, you have some trailers.
Gas grenade coming out onto him. Now, he actually could sit in the gas grenade and heal through it since it's only one, but we're going to have to see. He might run out of cover.
Was that a boombox in Dano's fort? I think I saw a boombox.
He's jamming out.
If it is, he's picked the right spot. He knows what's up.
He's feeling good. I think it
Oh,
no.
Dan is not looking like he's in a good situation. He is trying to heal up through the smoker or through the gas grenade.
Do you think he can get into that small little shack?
I
That'd be the
would.
ultimate safe spot.
Yeah, I think
Is
the
it
only
though?
thing that
Is
could
it-
hurt you is the gas grenades,
Yeah.
or if somebody pushes you.
Vitality Damsey's taken out of the game. We're seeing 16 players remaining. Top 15 is going to be happening right about now. Cyball taken out of the game. Mythrain picking up a kill on Bros. You know, there's a lot of fights breaking out. Safe Zone is going to be moving here shortly. Siren's coming out. All of these players are going to be forced to move here soon. We're going to see a lot of carnage here, so we'll do our best to keep up.
We're almost top 10, almost top 10. I believe Crumb is still in this game. Did he get taken out
No,
already?
Crumb is still in the game,
Very
I
good.
believe.
Very good.
Howie, MMX, Crumb, Sign. This is going to be an intense game.
Now, I would just like to point out, if Howie is able to win this game or get top 3, he's going to change the bathroom meta of this game forever.
Yeah, exactly. And the safe zone is pulling towards the south side by Bumjig Farms. So a lot of these players up north are going to be forced to move. Dano finding his little fort surrounded by gas. Smoke grenades coming out, trying to build him some cover.
Oh, get hit!
Good
He gets hit
Ooh.
one through the gas.
Yeah,
That
two
was
times.
just
That was a
spamming through the
nice
gas,
shot.
and he was able to get a shot.
Oh!
Whoa!
Wow.
Too Foxy taking out Henke
Through
with
the
That
a
was
window.
like
shot.
whack-a-mole. He would pop up in the window, hello, and then just immediately got punished.
Incredible.
I'd just like to
reflexes.
point out Invul pretty much being at low HP, probably going to go down here to the gas, taken out by a frag grenade by Liam. Liam netting himself probably his 5th kill of the game. Notice the smoke grenades surrounding the map. Apex
Howie,
Shay
the bathroom
taking
legend,
out
has
Howie.
been taken out by another legend.
Now it's definitely a pretty good start for Howie. 11th
More
place is not
whack-a-mole.
bad at
More
all. Dano
whack-a-mole.
being at 10 HP, finding himself in a tough spot here.
Oh
Flash
no,
it.
what's gonna happen? Either one of them could go down at this point because they're both
Ooh.
damaged.
And he's
Nice
taking him
shot
out.
through the window, taking him out of the game.
That was like through
8
the window
players
and
remaining.
through the door. Very nice, very nice.
Now I'm gonna have to ask you guys, who are you rooting for this game? I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna give my money. Let's see. Actually, you guys go ahead. Let's see.
I mean, I would love to say, there's so many players that I have so much respect for. All of these players are very, very strong. They've been grinding it out. I'd be happy for any of them to win. I'm going to keep my eye on MMX. I'm going to keep my eye on Sign.
In Apex, Shay has a lot of experience in Champions Arena as well, so he might feel really comfortable here.
Definitely, definitely. Now, guys, all of you guys at home in chat, who do you think is going to take this game? Cast your vote in the chat right now. We'd love to see your perspective. Who do you think is going to take this first game of the European Online Showdown?
You know, Liam has shown a very, very strong showing this game so far. Losing his helmet, but, you know, not down without a fight, that's for sure.
No, his back is up to the gas, and it looks like he might be pretty fortunate in not getting pinched, but from other players. But it looks like he's losing this 1v1.
The caster curse
The
hitting
caster
hard.
curse.
But he had a great showing. You know, he got 8th place and like 6 kills.
8th place. Honestly, top 10 in the first game set you up for like very, very good positioning for the next
Look
game.
at these guys hanging out in a field, cuddling a little bit. You know, they miss each other.
Cuddling after
Tony, can I get a K Kona in the chat from my man Tony? Hanging out here in the tractor. Howdy, brother.
Hello.
I have to say, I'm pulling for Apex Shay. That's my vote. I'm
Apex
casting it
Shay?
now.
I'm going to go for
Incredibly strong
Sign.
player.
I think Sign is going to take game 1.
Can I break the caster curse? I'm not sure. Let's find out.
At this point, anybody we mention, if they die, it's the caster curse.
True.
I'm keeping my eyes on
can only be
MMX.
one.
That was one of Piney's calls at the beginning of the game as well. But anyone can take it. We got to see where the safe zone is going. We got to see who's going to have to move, who's going to get pushed out into the open, who can stay in cover. Really, this game comes down to, when it comes down to the top 10, it comes down to positioning. Every player is great aim. Every player knows how to use nades, knows how to use the train. But it comes down to positioning yourself in a place where you can deal out damage without putting yourself in too much danger. And that's a lot easier said than done.
It's gonna be rough here because Mythrain has his side exposed. Sign is gonna be able to spot him out. Apex Shay, you know, kind of like getting himself into a pinch here. Tony, or MMXCB, still hanging out in the little tractor. Safe zone is pulling towards Apex and MMX.
Apex Shay has the very, very strong position right now. He's not going to have to move at all, and all the other players are going to get forced into each other. And there's only 6.
Sign versus Mythrain. Sign absolutely decimating Mythrain's hopes and dreams here. Taking him out of the game. Top 5 players remaining. We have Sign, Apex Shay, MMX TV, Colt, Charlie 12, and 2 Foxy here. Top 5, game 1.
I would love to see a battle between MMX and Apex Shay. Both of them are in very, very strong positions. Apex has those silos that he can just kind of move around, get shots where he can, but he has cover from all over the place. Unless he's getting pinched in the worst type of way, he's still set up in a very, very strong spot. These other players are going to have to cross a lot of distance, possibly some open terrain across the farm in order to get back to safety.
And it looks like the tractor is
Oh
going to
no,
be
the tractor
more.
is going to be pushed into gas. I don't know if Apex Shay knows MMX is there.
Yeah, he's going to definitely play it safe. MMX lining up shots, taking
Oh
out 2
my
Foxy
goodness,
from the side.
nice
A very effective
two-tap.
2-tap. Let's
But
see the
now he's out in the
1v1
open.
between Apex Shay
Oh,
and MMX.
this is the fight. This is the fight between Titans. Is MMX going to be able to take Apex out? Apex has the advantage right now because
Flashbang
he
out.
has cover, but MMX is going to try to relocate where he's going to stay alive.
Apex Shay did receive damage from the side. You know, Sign is able to, pick this off. Colt Charlie as well by the hay bales.
MMX
Tony
is
just
juking
bobbing
in the
and weaving.
corn. This is intense. This is not a situation that MMX wants to be in. He's going to have to take cover or something. Otherwise, he's going to get taken out really, really quickly.
He did just lose his armor there. That is a key piece of information.
Oh,
Apex Shay
great
taking out
shots.
MMX with a shotgun headshot. 3 players remaining.
4th
Charlie,
place,
Apex,
an
and
admirable
Sign.
position. And I'm still impressed by how long he was able to survive getting pushed out into the open there.
That's a great first game for MMX. That's going to net him a lot of points into the top 10. That's
Absolutely.
for sure. Sign, kind of blocking off Apex Shay. It looks like Sign wants to take a 1v1 with Charlie and then, kind of take the initiative to take off Apex Shay. My vote still here is for Sign.
We got Forest versus Silos versus hay bales,
And
and
no
none
one-
of them are in the safe zone. All of them are
Actually,
going to have to
I think
move.
Charlie is in the safe zone. You might
Oh
not be
yeah,
able to see
he's
it 'cause
behind
of
the green
border.
ring.
Wow.
Yeah.
Charlie definitely has the power position here.
Oh,
Has cover
no.
from all sides and safe zone. It's going to be huge. Beautiful gas grenade coming out. Actually doesn't connect to Charlie, but it is kind of going to force him over to the side. Maybe like pushing him out into Apex's vision.
Apex does have a nice rock in front of him, so hopefully he'll utilize that as he moves.
It's true.
towards
You know what I
safe
think
zone.
is going to happen? Because Charlie is positioned in the safe zone. Sign and Apex are going to have to move. I think Sign and Apex are going to pinch Charlie. Unless Charlie's able to get a crazy 2-tap or some very, very well-placed bullets on one of the other players while they're pushing him, I feel like he's going to get flanked out of position eventually, and then it's going to be a 1v1 between Apex and Colt. Or Apex and Sign, I mean.
I really want to see Sign versus Apex. I think that will be a brilliant 1v1.
Yes, I agree.
2
Battle of
very strong
Titans.
players.
Is Apex
Definitely
moving?
Titans.
No, he's just going in between the silo and the tractor.
That rock right in the middle of the safe
Yeah.
zone. It's going to be a battle between like that rock and those hay bales, something like that. There's not going to be a lot of places to take cover once the next safe zone starts moving in.
And Charlie's going to have to be watching both sides since they're going to be pushing forward together.
Now, if I were Sign or
Interesting.
Apex, if I see the other player crossing into open field, but I still know that Charlie's in a power position, I would still do everything I can to take Charlie out of that power
It's
position.
huge. Look at this ATV. He does have the ability to rush up. Sirens are coming out. Gas is moving. Players are probably pre-medding, applying a first aid kit, so they have a heal over time during this push. All these players are kind of trying to gain some visibility, and gas is moving. Sign is the first one pushed out. Apex Shay is probably going to be moving here in just a minute as well.
Yeah, he's
taking shots at
on
Sign.
Oh, it looks like he's not able to shoot through there right now, though.
It's an interesting interaction right there, that's for sure.
They're all
Apex
trying
Shay.
to figure out the right time to move, but they end up moving at the same time. Sign and Apex both moving towards Colt. Not very much cover.
Now, I
This
believe
is
Shay
tense.
is in throwable range here, between all players. Sign has a really nice spot.
He actually
Luckily,
does.
Looks like all players found a little bit of piece to cover. Sign might
Oh,
be
but Sign is
forced
gonna.
out, though.
Sign has nothing. Sign has to rush Apex to pinch him.
He's using the gas. Grenades coming out onto the rock, blocking off Charlie in the 1v1. Sign going down.
Oh, and Apex is damaged, and is he gonna get pushed out further?
Oh, no.
This is a horrible situation for
awful
Apex. No helmet and down to one shot. If he's able to win this fight, it'll be an upset of the century. I think Charlie's got it. If he just covers one more hit.
So close.
Great
So
game,
close.
though.
Charlie winning game one
Charlie
Yes.
with like
holding
10
down the
HP.
fort.
Wow.
That is actually insane. He got, honestly, really lucky
Yeah.
for game one.
He
I'm
played
going to
it
have to
so
say,
well.
if Sign maybe would have pushed the other way, we could have seen a much more different result.
Man,
and unfortunately,
yeah.
Charlie kind of got the lucky end of the
Yeah, well, top
fight
10
there.
is all about positioning. If you can find that position where you can deal out damage and keep yourself away from the fight, which is what Colt Charlie did, he picked that correct spot. He knew, I just have to be here. I need to deal out damage when the other players start to push. He did that. The other two players were forced to fight each other. Then he was able to do the 1v1 against Apex Shay. Apex still put up a crazy
Yeah,
fight.
that was
Yeah,
really
it was
good.
bold. I mean, he had no moves left. He had no helmet, wide open. He's like, I'm going for it.
Yeah.
Right?
He
You
committed.
got to do it. You got to do it.
Yeah.
There were
absolutely.
a lot of impressive plays in that game. A lot of impressive plays. A lot of turnarounds. There were situations where I was like, okay, this player's down to one shot. He's gonna get taken out, or somebody gets flanked.
Yeah.
But they whip around and get him with a two-tap or get him with a shotgun
I
shot.
think definitely an iconic moment was Intensify finding himself at 10 HP.
Yeah.
Back turned, turns, whips the 180, and one shot spins and
It
just
was
takes him out of the
insane.
game. A
It was
very,
the
very
upset.
clutch play. And I'd also like to point out Crumb's use of the gas and kind of taking out two key players, getting himself some gear, and
Definitely.
securing more points as the game progressed.
Definitely. Crumb played very, very well. Howie played very, very well, surviving till the very end, getting into 10th place.
Utilizing
I believe.
those bathrooms.
You
in
gotta
the
use
map.
you gotta use
Yeah.
everything you can if you want to survive.
They're
Now
there.
we're looking for consistency, right? We're looking for the players who can consistently get to where they're going. We're gonna be playing 3 games, but just for the first of those 3 games, we can take a look at the top 20 scores right now.
Let's check it out.
Top 20 scores of game number 1. These are the players that have put themselves into a pretty good situation. If they can continue to perform well in game 2 and game 3, then they're going to be put into a very, very good situation.
Fantastic game, though. A lot of skill was shown here. We didn't see anyone in the woods with a melee weapon trying to.
No, not this
Chop
time.
down
Everybody was
trees.
all business. All
They were.
business. Colt, of course, first place. Apex, second place. Sign, third place. MMX, fourth place. But anything can happen.
Yeah,
Anything can happen.
absolutely. We have with us Chris Wynn,
How's it going?
Chris Wynn, thank
as
you
you
for
guys
joining
know,
us.
Yeah, it's
the
good to be
executive
here.
producer for H1Z1, and
Thank
it's
you.
a privilege having you.
Yeah, it's good. I just threw on Piney's headset. And Piney's head is way bigger than mine. This is
Pineapples.
Pineapple.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, what did you think of that first game?
it was a great ending. One of the things that was really interesting was to see that final safe zone, which is kind of something that I wanted to talk about while I was in here, is some of the stuff we're doing in the future. But that was a really interesting location, and I heard you talking about. You get into that top 10, and it's all about your positioning in that final ring, and the
course.
strategy at the end of the end game strategy becomes so interesting.
Yeah.
And it was really cool to see it play out in that particular match.
Definitely, like the combination of skill, being able to deal out damage, but
Yeah.
also patience and knowing when
Yeah.
you should move, when you shouldn't
Do I
move.
need to push? Do I need to sit back and be patient? It's
Yeah.
and it's so tense. It's easy when you're watching. You're kind of go push, or wait. But when you're in that moment, and believe me, I keep getting myself in top 10s because I'm trying to get that win. And you get in that moment, and you're
Chris
like,
Wynn
oh,
is
what do I
going
do? What
for
do I
the
do?
win.
What do I do?
Uh-huh.
Now,
And I've been on the receiving end of how that last one played out.
yeah.
I've been the guy who died, and the winner had 10 health left, and it was just
We've all been there.
Yeah.
We've all been
Definitely. Yeah, like you said, I mean, it is easy when you see it overhead. You're like, why aren't you doing this?
Yeah.
But when you're there, you can't see. You have
Yeah.
no overhead
Yeah.
perspective. It's just you and your character and what you can, the knowledge that you can gain from looking, using your ears,
Yeah.
using your eyes, everything like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's very, very tough for sure.
Now, I know we're working a lot on, well, you're working a lot on H1Z1 and the updates and what's coming in the future. Can you tell us a little bit about the loot distribution?
Yeah, I'd love to. You know, we just rolled out the update last week, and we've been doing some hot fixes based on how that came out with the shotgun and hit reg and some changes to the arena.
Yeah.
As we get into our next set of all the work we're doing, redefining and redoing how we spread loot out across the world is a big part of what we're doing there. What we're trying to address is when you run into a house and you find 3 backpacks and nothing else.
Or 7 shotties.
Yeah, or 7 shotties, right? A whole pile of them.
The cluster looting.
Yeah, and we want to spread it out and make it more even. And so what we're doing is giving ourselves some control over the randomness. So there'll still be some randomness at play. So when you land, you don't know exactly what's where. But we're giving ourselves control. So let's say if there's a group of 10 houses, we can define and say, let's make sure there's 10 shotguns that spawn in these 10 houses and spread it out a little bit. So you don't go into one house and get all 10.
Yeah.
And so what we're really trying to do is when you land and you get into a house, you know, we want it to be pretty reliable. You're going to find kind of your basic needs. You're going to find a rifle, you're going to find a backpack, and you're going to find a helmet.
Would you say that there is going to be like a rifle in every house, or is it going to be?
That's the goal. You know, as the randomness does come into play, there might be a house here and here that might not have a rifle. But what we really don't want to happen is you go into a house and all you find is a rifle and there's no backpack, no helmet, or
Right.
there's only a helmet, or there's only a
which
backpack.
happens.
Yeah, oh, it happens
right
all
now,
the time.
yeah.
Yeah, it's really frustrating.
So more
Yeah.
consistent loot
Yes, way more
pattern and everything.
consistent.
Yeah, totally.
You know, spread it out. We're talking about the roles of certain things. You know, should you? And I don't know if these changes will come in this. These might come a little bit later. But you know, do you need to pick up a shirt to then shred it, or can you just
Right.
pick up scraps of cloth? Right? Let's maybe
Just simplifying
streamline
the
some things.
that
Yeah,
can be
simplify.
simplified.
Yeah, and so that kind of comes into play. But our first focus is just getting it more consistent, spread out a little bit better, and make that experience a little
I'm
bit
sure
more
the
consistent.
the folks at home love to hear that.
Very cool.
Oh, for sure. It's been a hot topic for a while.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
it's a ton of work. I mean, we've literally been working on this for where are we at here? End of May. I think we started working on this in early April.
Wow.
And we're still another 4 to 6 weeks away to the point of getting it tuned, tested, and then rolled out to live. So.
And we've been able to
Very
see how
cool.
much you guys
Yeah.
have been working so hard on those things. So there is
Definitely.
good things coming.
Yeah. Speaking of things that we are excited for, I know a lot of people are very, very excited about this. And however much or however little you can say and share with us, we have team scoring coming up soon.
Team scoring, yes.
Team scoring. Guys, in the chat, are you guys excited about team scoring? I know we have solo leaderboards,
Yep.
we have solo stats, but having 2s or 5s solo stats and team scoring, share with us as much as you can about that, because
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of players would love to get into the friends and play competitively with that system.
Absolutely, and this is another thing we've been working on for quite a long time. But you know, it's quite a bit of work to get it all working correctly and tested. And it's always difficult to test a game like this because you need to test it at scale.
Right.
And getting that many players in to kind of fill in data and that kind of stuff can become very hard. But team scoring, when we roll it out here, it'll be part of our next update. We're getting into the testing process right now. We'll add the ability, just like you do in solos, you can go play in 2s and 5s and then earn a score for that match and kind of see where you stand on a leaderboard. Right now, it'll be my individual performance within a team will place me on a leaderboard, so I might be number 1, but I might have done that with 3 different partners and duos, or I might have done it.
It
in
doesn't matter
different
how you
combinations
play
of 5s, right.
specifically, as long
Right.
as your team is performing a certain
And maybe
way.
you'll be better in a team and get a win.
I
than
have one
solo
in team.
games.
I have one in team games,
Maybe
but it
you-
just doesn't count
If
for
it
me.
doesn't
I
do
have to
it.
get the solo
You
win.
I'm
need all the
voting
weight
for
on
you.
your shoulders.
You're
you
my
can do it.
vote.
You can do it. I
Yeah.
believe. Don't give
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, so they're throwing some stats up. Our new general manager got a win. He got a no-kill win the other night.
Yeah, I was just about to ask.
And,
There's been
Anthony.
some drama between Anthony and yourself.
Yeah.
Kind of the rush. See who can
It
get
doesn't
a
count.
win
You can't.
first.
So it's hard to get a no-kill win. Let's be honest. But there's
It-
no,
it
there's
is.
no, there's no respect
The
in
name
that.
of the game, H1Z1, King of the Kill.
Exactly.
But hey,
So I
there are a
refuse-
few players that have gotten 0 kill wins.
There
and I know
have.
Anthony is one of those players who is.
But I refuse to
done that.
acknowledge it.
You refuse to acknowledge it.
There
No,
is-
no,
doesn't
it
count.
doesn't.
Did you
count.
see the person that got the top 10 with 0 kills in second place across the board?
10
I have not seen
second
that.
place.
He,
10
he
second
let
places with
he let the guy kill him so he could be second with 0 kills. I'm a photographer.
dedication,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
fantastic.
That's
And he
dedication.
did that and he made a montage. It's amazing.
There's some
it's really
creative,
impressive.
the creativity of the community never ceases to amaze me. There's another player that I saw. He literally made his top 10 first, second, third, fourth,
All
fifth,
the way up
all the
to-
way up to
Wow.
10.
Wow, that's really hard.
That is difficult.
Yeah.
That
Imagine
is.
imagine
Wow.
you're in like you have 9 of those and you're like, all right, this game I have to get 6th place.
Yeah.
No more, no less. That's insane. Like,
That's stressful.
yeah, like
oh
if you
my-
get 2 6th places, you ruin it. You got to
No.
try again next season.
I can't even. No,
Oh.
I wouldn't do that. I need
Yeah.
to. No.
Yeah.
Anyway, I know a lot of people are excited about team scoring. That's one of the common
Yeah.
questions I get in my stream. But I know you guys have been working on it, and
We have, yeah, and
we're
it's-
excited about it.
Internally, it's up, it's working, and like I said, we're getting into the testing process and figuring out how to most effectively roll it out.
That's
Yeah.
gonna be awesome.
And get it tested at scale. We have longer term plans, where we eventually want to add like team management, so you can have a roster, and then it's a team leaderboard as opposed to individuals on the leaderboard.
Mhm.
But that's more long term work. We would just want for now to get out a scoring system and team play.
Yeah. And
And,
simply
that's more-
having that scoring system in twos right now, because of the leaderboards, that adds a lot of competition and competitiveness to the
Very
much.
solo gameplay.
Yeah, very much.
And the 2s and 5s have kind of subliminally become the more casual gameplay
Yeah.
style. But when they're scoring in 2s and
Oh, yeah.
5s, all the modes are going to be incredibly competitive. You're going to have the professional teams like
Mhm.
Echo Fox and
Yeah.
Luminosity and Rogue and
Yep.
CLG all playing for scores in 2s and 5s, not only in solos as well, which is going to be
For sure.
pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. And right now we see, in terms of the population of what modes our players are playing it, we see more people playing solo, and then 5s and 2s. I think with the addition of scoring, we might see now 5s become the predominant mode in the game, and we'll kind of continue to invest in that and double down on that.
Yeah, because what's the only better
Absolutely.
thing than playing games by yourself? It's playing games with
Oh,
your
it's
friends.
absolutely-
People.
it's-
It
yeah,
might be
it's-
better
yeah.
sometimes than.
Yeah, it
playing
usually
alone.
is. I definitely prefer playing with friends, but I'm on that mission to get that solo win.
You
right
gotta
now,
get that
everyone,
solo win.
Everyone gets turned off when I go home.
As a stamp of approval, Chris Wynn will get his
The
win.
whole family's
You
into it.
will.
My
We're gonna
son will sit behind me
celebrate.
and watch because he's like, "Yeah, get the win, Dad."
We're gonna celebrate. You got this.
I'm excited. I'm excited for when it happens. I know it's gonna happen. Only a
will.
matter of time.
It will.
Mhm.
Now,
will for sure.
I do have a question. Why do you think programs like the Showdown are important for H1Z1?
Well, H1Z1 at its heart is a competitive game.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And whenever we're tuning or making changes, the competitive aspect of it is something that we take into mind and take into
Right.
account. Having you guys here this week, we also had a bunch of our other really highly competitive players kind of talk about some of the changes we're thinking about. But when we do a program like this versus some of the other in-person tournaments that we've done, like the Invitational or the Fight for the Crown,
Right.
sometimes those other events can cut down on the players who have access to it. Right, we've done those in North America only. It's a little hard to travel to, but we have this huge global community.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
we really do.
We've done the South American tournament, the Australian tournament. Now we're doing Europe. We have North America and Asia, and so doing a program like the Showdown allows us to hit that entire community
Right.
and provide access to a competitive event to everyone that plays the game,
Yeah.
and not just people that maybe have the means to travel to be on site or live in a particular region where maybe we only run a tournament there. And we really want to open it up across the globe and service that whole community and make sure that everyone has access
Yeah.
to the competitive events and be part of all those programs.
Definitely. I mean, everybody loves playing in a game that's casted. Simply having
Oh, yeah.
spectators in the game,
Yeah.
going around,
Yeah.
featuring you, knowing if you get a crazy play, it's going to be shoutcasted and players are
Absolutely.
going to get pumped about it.
Yeah,
It makes you feel
absolutely.
so much more satisfied about that game.
And then you also get,
Yeah.
you want to see the best players play against each other and see how it plays out. You want to know who's the best.
It's like the Hulk versus Thor
yeah.
or Superman versus
exactly.
Batman.
And so
Yeah,
here's a great way to kind of facilitate that and
That's why I love
And
the
bring that together.
three games too,
Mhm.
because you can
a
see
little
and-
consistency.
Yeah, we see players go out early, but the next 2 games, I
Yeah.
mean, who knows? They could
Yeah.
win. Never know.
Definitely. Like last game, Eric Triceps, number
Yeah.
1
Mhm.
on the leaderboards, preseason 3 and preseason 4.
Yep.
Unfortunately, got taken out early.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
he wants to prove himself, and he has game 2 and 3 to do that.
He does.
Definitely.
And I think he'll step up. I think you'll see him play pretty well in games 2 and 3.
I think
and
so.
yeah.
Take it a little differently the
Yeah.
next 2 games.
Yeah.
You never know.
It's
Yep.
it's been really cool looking at the gameplay styles and the strategies that players have been playing region to region. Kind of like I'm very used to playing in the North American region because
Mhm.
that's where I'm from, and I know the meta. I know how we play
Yep.
in competitive games. I know how we play in public games. And watching the Australian Showdown yesterday, my mind was blown
Yeah.
by how aggressive people
Yeah,
were
yeah.
playing. And then in the EU Showdown, it was a lot more of what I was familiar with. It was players very,
Right.
very much favoring the AR, going for the 2 taps. If and only if you get a player down to 1 shot, that's when you rush them
Mhm.
and try to finish
Yep.
off the fight.
Yeah.
So and
Yeah.
then of course using nades to like punctuate fights, try to flank your players out of position, using gas to your advantage, using vehicles to your advantage, and using the terrain to your advantage.
The throwables are a big difference personally that I see between our really high end players, our competitive players, and sort of the average player. the ability to effectively use a grenade to either push someone out or get the kill in some cases really is kind of a big separating factor in what those players learn in terms of the skill they have at that high end.
Definitely.
And real quickly, do you have a favorite for this one?
A favorite
I don't know if I have a
A favorite throwable.
or a favorite player.
favorite
The
player.
Molotov.
I don't know if I have a single player. I mean, I think the big ones that stick out are the ones that have kind of been around for a while. Stormin, Eric Triceps, Howie.
Yeah.
Probably one of those three would be one of my favorites.
Cool.
Yeah,
if
like
I
we've
had to
been
guess.
watching them play for a long time. Remember,
Yeah.
like Howie's. I mean, all of them have been around the game since
Yeah.
the beginning. Howie was one of the first players that I started watching about a year and a half ago,
Yep.
just to kind of learn how to play in the top 10 because you can
Yeah.
play in the game, and a lot of players, especially when they're starting out, even if they're
Yep.
good at getting kills, if they're good at those 1v1s, they
Yeah.
have some trouble in top 10 because top 10 is so much more about positioning. Like,
Absolutely.
yes, you can still be good with fights, you can still be good with your aim and movement, but if you don't understand the positioning and where to go where you're not going to get pinched, you might get taken out. The best player in the world, if he gets pinched between 2 players or 3 players or more,
Yeah.
he's probably going to get taken out pretty quickly because he
Yeah.
just has nothing to do. So
Absolutely.
understanding how to position yourself at the end is really, really important. And Howie's
That's
one of the
true.
players that I watched and taught me how to do that.
Yeah.
Well, Chris, it's been a pleasure.
It's been great.
Thank you for
Yeah.
being here and answering our questions. I'm sure
Definitely,
there's a lot
definitely.
more, and we'll ask those in the future.
You guys are doing a great job. Really appreciate you coming out
Thank you.
and doing this for
It's
us.
been
So
awesome
been
being here at
Absolutely.
Daybreak. I know I
Thank you
speak
very
for
much.
myself. And Pineapples, who is going to be joining us 1 second from now. He's honored to be here. I'm honored to be here. P90's honored to be here. Thank you for
Absolutely,
having
yeah.
Make the
Thank you
headset
very
big for him
much.
again.
Yeah, I know.
me. He's
That's
going to
why
come back. Who made his headphones so small? Like,
But thank you very much.
Yep, thank you.
we're going to
We're gonna-
start game number 2.
Perfect.
Until then.
Have
Let's
fun.
check out that.
Let's check
that
out the
top 10.
scores
Yeah.
once again. Top 20 from game number 1. These are the players that have set themselves up for success for game number 2 and game number 3. If any of these players play consistently, then they are going to have a really, really good chance of bringing home the gold they are at the end. And that's what everybody's playing for right now. That's what everybody's playing for.
I'm excited to see this next game. This is a real game changer for
Definitely.
scoring and whatnot. So
Shall we turn our eyes over to Fort Destiny, see the players starting to get ready to go?
I think we shall.
Very
Boom,
good.
baby.
Pineapples,
Miss
welcome
me?
back. I did.
Okay, sorry, I had to take at least a few minutes to get my headset back to proper sizing here.
Yeah, you had
know.
to use some industrial tools to do that, huh?
My ego's a little inflated because I do have my first win.
Oh, look at these guys hanging out on the royalty jump fence. We got a lot of players hanging out MMX sign. You know, a lot of these players are feeling confident, especially, you know, I mean, even like Charlie, Apex Shay, MMX, you know, these guys made into the top 10. They are feeling good going into game 2. We're going to have to see players like Storm and Eric who, you know, unfortunately fell early, but, you know, have a chance to bounce back here and get into the top 10.
I love seeing this this picture right here of these 4 guys on the fence as well. I mean, that just kind of embodies H1. We're one big family, it seems like, and we're all playing for fun. But this
Yeah,
is
it's like
this,
4 friends hanging out on a fence.
Ooh, and there we
this-
go.
this ain't
Poof! Houdini disappeared! All right,
Players.
guys, we are about to start the second game of the European 2017 Online Showdown. That was a mouthful. Oof.
Yeah, we have a lot of players. You know, we're going to be seeing a lot of players. NBK2G was the first death of game 1. Hopefully he bounces back and does a little bit better this time. We are starting game number 2 with 162 players. Apex Shay kind of deciding between Cranberry or Pleasant Valley. Doesn't know where to go.
Eeny,
Like,
meeny, miny,
there are
moe.
so
Catch a
many,
tiger.
so many players, right? It's like, where do you go?
I don't want to die first, says everybody.
Ooh, Sign finding himself in the far bottom left corner. This
Not
is
a
like
bad
the
spot.
apple orchard.
You don't see players going there very often.
Yeah, but
That's a smart play.
here we got Navi Guardian landing in the center of PV, kind of getting himself some gear. Remember, guys, code SHOWDOWNEU at h1z1.com/redeem. Get yourself a free skin, or go to the main menu, go to the marketplace, enter the activation code, and get yourself a free skin. The first death of the game going to Dandies 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Mythrain going down shortly after. Unfortunately, you guys are now bumped out of game 2, and you guys are going to have to wait till game 3.
Oh, no, you do not want to be the
Dan.
first one to die. Also, Dan!
And look at Apex Shay rocking the participant AR, the animated one, on his back. Sign looking for some loot. He does have a helmet on his head, but he is unfortunately going to have to punch somebody with some binoculars for now.
And remember, players are aiming for consistency, everyone. So it's not just the kills, it's consistency, waiting till the end, and racking up those higher points. But kills are going to benefit them in the end.
Of course,
the overall-
consistency is key.
Yes, it is key. And the overall ranking is based on the total points over the 3 games. So remember that if you're just now joining us. It's not just one game, it's out of all 3. So we've seen people get in that top 10 at the end for that golden AR that haven't even won, but they've had great games, and so they've moved up into that top 10 and won that.
Exactly, exactly. Honestly, like, even if somebody's able to place, like, 12th place, 13th place, 15th place, that might be enough to get them in the top 10 overall, because even if another player gets, like, 2nd or 3rd or 4th, if they do poorly in the other games, they're going to get passed by the players that play more consistently.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
Oh, no. Somebody tried to play Frogger and unfortunately lost. Egoist kid is not able to cross the street.
That's unfortunate.
Why
He
did the
have a
chicken
body
cross the
armor.
road? Oh, man.
He did have a body armor, too, so that's going to go right over to WTB. Ooh, Tea Party with Vago taken out of the game very early on by Makes FPS.
B Genius has also been taken out. Oh, we got a close range
Oh,
fight.
Calbran. Another competitive player in Champs Arena already wiped out by the full AK spray. He did not miss too many shots there. That guy went down in seconds.
Hoppybot, my Hopper brother. Hoppybot is healing up in the building. Nice shots from Hoppy. Still 148 players remaining. This is anybody's game. Guys, out in the chat, if you have some predictions, if you think Apex is going to take this next game, if you think Howie's going to take this next game, if you think MMX is going to take this next game, cast your votes now. Let us know what you think. Who do you think is going to win this second game of the Showdown, of the European Showdown? It's anybody's game, anybody's game. We saw a lot of skill and a lot of great plays in the last game.
And we see a lot of love, too, you know, for players like KOTK, Storm, and, you know, Eric Triceps. They have a huge following in the community. Flashbang coming out from 10K Days, shotgunning off his armor. Jadani trying to recover on the back end.
10K Days proves why he is the throwable master with excellent use of the flashbang grenade.
Oh, Duncan and Oxen with the trade. R-rated coming up from behind and actually takes out 2Foxy. This is impressive. Look at all the shotgun kills coming out on the
Jiminy
kill feed.
Christmas, holy guacamole. We have a lot of shotgun fights.
Oliver GC kind of find himself in a standoff. 10K Days at 50 HP in Central Park of Pleasant Valley.
10K Days is not going to want to fight unless he gets free shots, which he did get one free shot off before the other player was able to take cover.
And now the fight is going to be a little bit more balanced in 10K's favor. Look at the speed of it, you know, his aim. Like he.
Oh, he gets it twice.
That is
oh,
really
this is not
bad.
a good situation.
No, it's not.
Oh!
Okay, that was
10K
amazing.
Days.
10K Days
God.
decided that he was not going to mess around any longer. He was just like, yeah, I'm down to one shot, but I'm going to pop out and just, you know, delete the other player. Holy cow.
If he can keep this up, this is a great start to this game.
Yeah, that Eastern European strafe was definitely not enough right there.
We have a standoff in this building, and
Yeah.
a lot of people will wait patiently until the other one pushes and
Kiefer.
take that advantage with that shotgun.
Kiefer's definitely at an advantage there. Has a helmet and a body armor. And Oliver, unfortunately, caught the glimpse. He does not even have a helmet on. He's kind of out of luck in that department.
Or a shirt.
It's in a warm region. They're fine. They're fine.
And they are still waiting.
Kiefer and Oliver, I
yeah.
feel some like inter-office tension going on right now.
Inter-office.
Maybe Oliver stole Kiefer's
Oh.
stapler.
Look at this. Shotgun.
I'm surprised that's not Howie.
Yeah.
I mean,
Happy. I'm looking for Howie. Is he in this bathroom? No, he must be in another
I
one.
would not be surprised.
I wonder
Yeah.
where Howie is. Can you see him on the map? Is he in the bathroom?
Where is Howie?
Don't see him.
He might have completely
unfortunately.
emptied out his bowels in the first game. So oh, there he is, up on the top right, kind of by the
Oh.
dam. Howie, yes, sir.
He's
he
on the
is.
move.
Maybe he's using the bathroom on the mountain.
We're seeing our first glimpse at the safe zone. Kind of a little similar area, a little bit more to the west, but it's going to be surrounding Spence Hills, Ruby Lake, and Cranberry, and the Runamuck River. We're going to be seeing a lot of players, especially up in the north, going to have to force down earlier rather than later. It's going to be interesting to see for sure.
I think like it feels like the pacing of this game, more players are dying at the beginning of this game. There were like 126 players by the time the safe zone was coming in. It's a lot earlier this game, and there's only 128 left.
And
So
we
players
just
have
saw
been dying off a lot quicker.
Days in his truck, and unfortunately he died to gas.
Oh, the steal!
Oh.
The steal comes out.
Wow.
Takes the police car and gets
Hot
out
as
of
this
there.
is why you need to love.
Oh!
He flips the car. It was
Oh,
not a clean
no.
getaway.
Somebody signed that man up for driving lessons. POTUS, the president here, is definitely not gonna take that one lightly.
POTUS
He
is
is in
not
hot
happy.
pursuit. He is in hot
I'm
pursuit.
pretty sure he watched that happen.
Oh my God! Shotgun fights breaking out. Close range fight. This is a scramble. This is a dash.
Oh,
But
Lucas,
Pipetta is
unfortunately.
able to take out Lucas with some nicely placed shotgun shots. Close range in a building.
It's interesting to see, you know, all these shotgun feeds. Like, I know a lot of people in the chat are like, fix the shotgun. Come on, Daybreak. But all these players here are effectively using it. It might not be Daybreak. You might have to take a look at your own aim.
Hashtag user error. I'm so sorry.
We need to get Oliver a helmet. He
Oliver
is
is
utilizing
on
that
the struggle
hood.
bus. Well, let's take a look at that participant AR. Wow.
That is
It actually looks
nice.
really nice
That
in game.
Fight for the crown hoodie also
Yeah,
looks nice.
definitely.
You guys might be familiar with that. I'm not sure.
He's
Just a little
repping
bit.
some gorgeous skins for sure.
Gorgeous.
He also has the Tiger Blood shotgun. Woo.
A lot of building fights are happening early game right now.
A
Just-
flashbang coming out by
Got some
SPKB.
Jump
Player for
shots
HMD,
happening.
I believe. Ooh, Starshipper losing his armor on that one.
The fence is
SPKB
gone.
coming out with the flashbang over the rock, onto the side.
Oh,
nails
that
him
was
on
a
Starshipper.
nice shot.
Ooh,
Ooh,
ow.
and the flower pants strike again.
Nicely played by SPKB. He was able to get an effective jump shot. He was able to get a successful flashbang grenade and then juked around to take the fight decisively.
It's definitely interesting to see, like, a lot of players are fighting already down from 161 to 123. It's really interesting to see kind of more of the aggression coming out. You know, players maybe like are trying to recover from game one, especially, you know, someone like Eric Triceps died around like 140th, is already, you know, kind of well ahead, getting himself some more points. And if he gets into the top 10 this game, he has a very good chance of bouncing back for game two.
Absolutely.
Not a
Yeah.
lot of people are in residential right now, so this might be a hot spot to loot and get
Yeah.
some things and get out.
Definitely. And SPKB did actually pick up a kill, so he got a little bit of extra loot, so he has time to get himself, you know, ready. E6 Intensify, finding himself a police car. Splint got a really nice clutch in that last game, kind of net himself a really good kill. We're going to have to see how he plays out here. Keeping an eyes out on all the E6 players. Rizar, Signs, Intensify, MMX, all these guys
Right.
are skilled.
Do you think he's gonna pull a Masa and get that confidence boost and just go in for kills?
He might be here,
Yeah.
and like we saw that. I mean, maybe we'll even see Charlie. Like, imagine Charlie getting back-to-back wins. What an upset that would be for some people, right?
Charlie
Yes.
might be back at those hay bales, just waiting.
Just waiting.
These
Who
are my
knows?
lucky hay bales. I haven't seen where the safe. Oh, the safe.
Why
Where is
not?
the safe zone going this map? Is it going up towards the north?
No. It's around the same area,
Around
about
the same
Spence
area.
Hills, but a
Just
little bit
getting
more
that
west.
southern.
Kind of like the Fight for the Crown one,
Perfect,
encompassing Ruby
perfect.
Lake.
He's patiently moving up the staircase,
Yes,
being very careful, making sure no one's there.
Now, I'm curious, P90 and Piney, how would you guys play if you were in this game right now? How would you play? Would you play more aggressive
Yeah.
for kills? Would you play more passive? Would you,
You know-
hide in a bathroom?
It's kind of scary playing passive because if you do that, you're gonna find somebody else playing passive, and it's gonna get awkward. So I feel like
It's gonna get awkward.
I think a mix between passive, like Crumb is a great example. He's waiting patiently from the beginning, and he's gonna start to move in as the gas moves in, and he's gonna stick with that and play as necessary, not pushing fights or anything like that. So I think the way he is playing is somewhere in the ballpark where I would play.
That's
would,
Crim's strategy.
Just
Yeah,
like to
the
point
Crim-
out
the
that
Crim.
the caster curse is real, and we unfortunately Charlie met his demise
No.
right now and actually went down. So not a back-to-back winner.
Charlie.
Maybe we should make code names for them.
Yeah.
Charlie.
Hyper, you know, kind of re-equipping himself with a new armor and a new helmet, and actually losing his helmet, taking shots at a Freeziolo. It's like a pretty even battle here. Grenade coming
throws
out
the
that will
nade.
connect.
Oh,
he got a
Kobe.
beautifully placed nade. Hyper was exchanging bullets with Freezy and eventually just decided, no, I'm just going to finish this off with the nade.
We
I'm
have
not a
seen
fan of
so
this.
many kills with throwables. It's been impressive.
Yeah, all these
Not a
players.
bad strat.
All these players have a mastery of game elements, from looting to maneuvering in the gas to throwables to two taps. These guys know what they're doing.
They have all of the tools at their disposal, and they're going to use them all. I'm looking forward to seeing how players utilize positioning. One of the things that I always like to see players do, especially near the ending of the game, is taking advantage and taking control of the terrain, not only to put you in a good situation, but to pit the other players against each other. Simply by playing in a certain location, you can force other players to go right into each other, which is going to alleviate a lot of pressure on yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
You see, we're kind of getting the lull. You know, Sirens out, gas is moving in pretty effectively. At this stage in the game, you know, you're not forced to fight or forced to kind of, you could stay in the gas if you need to. We have a 1v1 here between a Bros and a Numinan. I think I said that right. Nuramini. How do you say that guy's name?
New. We'll
New
call him
Call him
New.
New.
Got New.
It's like Nurmanen.
New me.
Nurmanen.
Nurmanen.
Nur-
Nurmanen.
Nurmanen.
Nermanen hiding behind the rock, fighting Bros. Nermanen, can
Nerm.
you do it? Can we call you Nerm?
Nerm is a little bit damaged. He's trying to heal, and he throws
Oh my
the
god,
nade.
what a nicely thrown nade.
Wow.
Bringing Bros down to one shot. But
Rose still does have his armor on, so he is a little bit more than one shot, too.
Oh,
he could
okay.
stay alive.
Very
The
good.
nade did bring him down lower, but he traded helmets with Nermanen.
Nermanen.
He's still healing up. What an intense fight. Oh, another nade!
Ow.
That
B90,
takes
you
him
were
out.
just saying all of the impressive grenade kills.
Yeah.
Nermanen is showing why that's the case, taking out Bros
I just
with
like-
2 well-placed frag grenades.
I'd like to point out all the players in the
Wow.
gas, Crumb,
North.
Maxi, Fiction, Gotaga, Ninja. Yeah, so many players get Boxy as well. All these players are looting safely in the gas, getting as prepared as they can before they have to, before they're forced out.
Yeah, more than half of the players are up in Pleasant Valley and beyond. They're all going to get funneled down together. Again, just like last game, almost nobody is in Spence Hills, and the area between Spence Hills and Pleasant Valley is wide open.
Yeah, I see Stormin off in the distance. Looks like he's really close to Notorious. And we're hoping, Stormin and Eric Triceps kind of do a little bit better in this game.
We just saw Howie in a vehicle, so confirmed he is not in a bathroom, and he has chosen the route of mobility, and maybe that's going to be in his favor this game.
Hound and
Mobility.
Jasmine.
Oh, looks like he's
Speaking of
playing more
Howie,
aggressive.
And there he is.
Howie is deadly with
Using that
grenades. He
nade.
straight up in the air is going to land right on
Double.
the base of the tree. It's definitely a good technique. The Juhorimo is running away in the Jeep. Howie is definitely... Oh!
Eric
Triceps!
Eric
Down.
Triceps taken out of the game by SPKB in the gas. That is unfortunate. It's going to be hard to bounce back after 200-plus placings for Eric.
That's
It's
tough.
definitely it's going to be rough.
All of those
Yeah.
players to the north getting pushed into each other, and Eric was forced into another player in the gas. Probably didn't even see him until he was very close up, and they had a frantic battle last moment.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Eric. He has met his fate to a shotgun twice this game. Hasn't really had a chance to shine.
This was kind of a similar situation as Jordy from the Australian Showdown yesterday. Jordy was #1 for preseason 3 and preseason 4 in the Australian leaderboards.
And same
but
with Ghost
didn't do-
BR on day 1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they didn't
Same
do very
thing.
well in the games, but they did prove themselves in game 3, simply getting a lot of kills. So we'll see. I can imagine in this third game, Eric Triceps is going to want to make sure that he proves himself and gets a lot of kills and plays as well.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a lot of pressure to carry on. One, I'm pretty sure they're streaming and doing their own thing, so they have a lot of pressure. One, to keep up a good appearance for their stream, as well as prove that they are rank 1 and are capable of doing stuff. So a lot of extra pressure for players like Eric and 1FPS, Jordy, all these rank 1 players who have this extra burden to carry.
Yes, I also saw our unpronounceable friend Nermanent. He was taken out. He is no longer in the game.
Nerm, no.
Not Nerm.
It's like Ninja JJ on YouTube. Now aware of each other in a 1v1 situation here.
Right
Looks like
along the
YouTube is
gas.
playing a little bit more aggressive, kind of putting himself in the wide open, forcing Ninja JJ to peek, and he's actually playing a little bit stronger.
Now, honestly, in fights like this, the real danger generally is not the player that you're fighting. Because these players are far enough away where even if one of them gets shot a couple times, the other player's probably not going to push. But the real danger is somebody coming up from behind, somebody coming up from the side, somebody flanking them from whatever position. That's going to put them in a really, really bad situation.
And we just lost Stormin again
Oh,
in the
no.
Did
in
we?
the top of it, and you get all these experienced players in an arena in a showdown like this, and you're seeing all this skill, and I mean anything is up in the air. They're not the slayers. Everyone's kind of a slayer, so
Yeah, everybody's a slayer.
people can
for
be
sure.
taken out early.
I don't think Stormin should be too upset. He has the original gold AR with less than 20 people in the world have it, so I don't
True.
think he's too bummed out about not placing too well in game 1 and game 2.
True.
He still has one more game to prove himself. Same with
Yeah,
Eric Triceps.
and like a good game 3 could still bounce you back with if you get lucky, get a win. That's
Of
a
course.
free 200,000 points. And we saw in the previous showdowns that players are barely scraping by with just 200,000 in the top 10.
If you
so
win a game, regardless of how you do, if you win one of the 3 games, you're pretty
probably-
much good.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're probably going to be in top 10. So Eric and Stormin still do have a chance to recover.
Yeah, it just puts them in a situation where they have to win or they have to get second in order to do that. Other players who've been playing even around 20th, 15th, 30th place, they only need to get about top 10, 10th place, 12th place in order to get enough points. So they are put into a pretty difficult situation where it's basically like, look, Stormin, Eric, you guys have to win this next game. Otherwise, you might not place top 10 if you want to get that gold AR.
Crumb still finding himself on the outskirts of the map, finally kind of getting out of the gas, but he is well equipped, has a pristine cop car. Hopefully he's going to keep that alive. Vitality Liam kind of on the runaway here in a shot. Mun the Leo versus Days official. Days putting on a new helmet, trying to get away in his car.
Out of there,
the full spray coming out. Now Mun the Leo does have a police car of his own, will continue the chase. You know, at a player that's low, severe bleeding, trying to run for his life, you are on the short end of the stick there for sure. Crumb chasing Liam here, kind of trying to try to take out the vehicle, and we're going to see, you know, a good fight here.
Yeah, speaking of Crumb, I want to shout out Crumb's consistency. Honestly, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for consistency in these games. Crumb's gameplay style has been almost identical. Last game you saw him grab a police car, grab some loot, and then remain mobile and apply pressure when he needs to. That's what he's been doing again. He hasn't been rushing players. He's been applying pressure when he has advantages, but he also has been not rushing when he doesn't need to. Oh my goodness, we have U2P.
Wow.
He's got eyes on another player, but he didn't open fire because he didn't want to get
That was
turned on.
probably the safest play for him
It's a
because
smart play.
he didn't have much cover, and allowing the other player to run off was definitely a good decision.
It's like a risk reward. Is it worth the risk to take out a player in 97 players
And the
remaining?
gas to your back, you never know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like best case, you get the kill. Worst case, you get killed. But even if you do win the fight, somebody else might come and take you out of it as well.
and taking the quick 2 shots. to
Another
the
great
dome.
competitor in the Showdown. You know, you see him a lot in Champions Arena, and he's a great, great player.
And I think Fieldern had a 2-hit body armor left, and because Flawed, a king, was able to take him out with a 2-tap, he might be able to grab that body armor. The
Looks like he does.
undamaged body armor.
That's always a good find when you loot a
Yeah.
bag and there's a fresh lammy waiting for you.
Yes.
10K
I'm
days.
so glad I got the headshot.
Yeah.
Look at this
10K
10K.
and
Finding himself
Getboxy.
looking at Getboxy. Getboxy is an old school player from Z1. You know, he used to have a highlight. He used to love using flashbangs. So it's going to be interesting to see how these two interact with each other. Mastery over throwables in a 1v1 situation.
I think 10K days might be baiting out the police car a little bit, but he's pushing, gets boxy. They're getting pushed really, really close together all of a sudden.
He hasn't made any noise yet. Getboxy might not have seen him yet. 10K is pushing up effectively. We got Days official again recovering from being shot. You know, Aporia grenade coming out onto the car.
no!
Aporia repositions
Oh,
here.
and he hops out of the... Okay. Aporia has the advantage because he's got a lot more
Grenade
health,
coming
and
out
he's
over
got
the
a
rock. Days
police
official
car.
dodging.
Days official got down to 1 shot behind. Is he going to be able to make it through this fight alive, or is he going to
Gonna
get
be
taken
tough
out?
for sure. Grenade coming out on.
Oh.
Days official is now eliminated from the match.
Aporia Hansen with nicely placed grenades, basically taking control of that whole situation.
You know, how would you feel, though, if the first game Days died to gas, choked on toxic gas, and just died to a nade? How would you feel after 2 games of dying that way?
I would really want to prove myself game
Right.
3.
It's definitely like demoralizing too. You kind of like, if say you get taken out game 1 and game 2, you're almost like, dang, I don't even want to play game
Yeah.
3. You're so frustrated. Gotaga, the French sensation, you know, finding himself in a tough spot. Gas moving in, healing up in the smoke grenade. This could be rough if Tripson does see, you know, with the combination of the gas and smoke, might be bad for him here. But Gotaga is
This
going to
is
heal up as
tough.
fast as he can.
He's bleeding and in the gas. Not a good situation. It's kind of a double whammy there. Our old buddy, loser, Chicken D, fighting 10K Days. This is kind of a battle of titans here.
Looks like grenades are going to be coming out from Loser here. Right on 10K.
Now, 10K has an intimate knowledge of throwables, so he knows not only where to throw the throwables when he's using them, but how to avoid being hit by the throwable when somebody's throwing them against him. He just understands them so well. He did
lose
everything
his
that he had to
helmet
do,
there.
yes. Another grenade coming out. 10K's losing his helmet again!
Wow!
Loser,
The
Chicken
headshot.
Dinner taking control of the fight and using throwables very, very effectively and getting hits on 10K every time he had to move around the tree. I don't think there's anything else
Gotaga
10K
made
could
it
have
out.
done. Ooh, we almost had some roadkill right there. We got a couple police cars zooming around the place. Howie's in one of them.
Gotaga finding himself out of the smoke, or out of the gas, into the smoke again, trying to heal up.
Out of the front
Surrounded
and
by-
into the fire.
Exactly, surrounded by Howie too. It's like someone you don't want to be in it, like close to. That's for sure.
Right.
Who's that? Oh, that's Howie. Oh, yeah, I'm toast.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to be near a player like that caliber. Gotaga is a very skilled player himself. I know he's a community favorite amongst the French community, especially on Twitch.
Gotaga is trying to escape because once that smoke runs out, he's got no cover. And he's running into some woods with another player. That's going to be a tough situation to stay alive.
Now, safe zone is going to be moving in here soon. We're going to be hearing sirens coming off. Players are going to be moving in. Crumb still playing the outskirts here. Crumb already equipped with the gold AR in his back, trying to take gold in a second. Maiken losing his helmets here in a 1v1 versus, looks like a Koikia, I think is how it's pronounced.
Yeah.
Koikia.
Koikia.
Your ability to pronounce names is beyond mine, Pineapple. I
fantastic.
commend you on your
I'm
skill.
trying not to butcher anybody's name. I know I get offended when people call me a pineapples.
Pineapples.
So I'm trying not to butcher anybody's name.
Hey, you got a backwards P in your name.
Yeah, how did I get a backwards P? It's a special keyboard I ordered. Yeah, definitely an investment.
There's a difference
And
between the
Ko is
backwards P
taken
and the
out.
Q.
Yeah, ooh, Mike and taken out. Koikia.
He's a worldly guy.
Yeah.
Tiny.
Ooh, SPKB coming up and taken out on a rise here. Finding himself, in a pinch, but he's going to take the opportunity to push up to the next ridge here.
Yeah, he wants to get to the ridge. I'm sure both of you agree. You would rather fight from behind a ridge than from behind a tree, because from a
Absolutely.
tree, it's so
I like that guy's
easy to
name.
get pinched.
That guy's name is
Right.
Crash, by the way. Haha.
And you can move along those ridge lines as
You've
well.
been-
So
you've been killed by Crash.
Yeah.
you can back up and move down the ridge line, fight that, move again.
Of
Just
course.
the movement's so good on ridges.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
like to utilize those as
Definitely
well in game.
a power spot for
Mhm.
players. Just a key note, don't change your name in between games, guys. You will mess up your scoring and, severely ruin your chances of getting a gold AR. So do not
Definitely.
change your name.
Your score is completely linked to your name, so if you reset, then you're basically restarting your score, and it's not a good way to go.
And if you're wanting to watch the French broadcast instead of this one, that's twitch.tv/LEST. Yeah, LE stream. Le stream. I was like, Le
Le
stream.
stream.
We have a 1v1 here between Maiken and Pontus here. Maiken already picked up a kill earlier and finishing off Pontus effectively with a good grenade kill.
Nicely played. Nicely played.
Now, Juan A1 very close in the distance, 100 meters
100
out.
meters
That's
away.
definitely AR rain. Apex Shay taking notes from Howie here, finding himself in a bathroom camping his life away. That's
Not a
you
bad
can't
strat.
you can't judge players like that. I mean, Apex is already shown as a high
Whoa.
caliber player, so you can camp it out. Mike picking up his third kill in this area, taking out Juan A1.
Mike, now that could have gone really, really bad.
It
If
could have,
1A1 would have peeked up earlier while he was trying to heal up or loot, that could have gone a completely different direction.
Looks like airdrop coming in too. You know who I haven't seen? Clem, where's Jerk Chicken? Is that loser chicken dinner?
I think I felt like that was him, but I don't know.
I'm not sure. I haven't seen Jerk Chicken's name. Last time I saw his name was Clemda. So I haven't seen Jerk in any of these games yet.
I don't want to make assumptions because all of
Where
these
is
players are
he?
good and great with nades, but Loser Chicken D was phenomenal with nades, and I know for a fact Jerk Chicken is very strong with nades
And
as well.
chicken is in the name,
Yeah,
so maybe
chicken
he's
is in
trying
the
to
name.
send us a message.
It's interesting to see, though. Jerk kind of does have a reputation of, being a little bit late to the party. So hopefully he did not sleep through his alarm today.
and he spelled loser wrong, so that could also be jerk for that reason. So
Now, I'm very curious about this safe zone. In all of the games around this safe zone, you can see players avoid Spence Hills. Nobody goes there. But because the safe zone is specifically going around Spence Hills, we're going to see all the players forced into where they haven't been wanting to go.
Ooh, Crumb finding himself without a helmet here in the open. Crumb definitely doesn't want to go down. He already had a great game 1. He wants to stay alive for game 2. Wicked Youth can't be taken out of the game from the roof camping Carlzon.
I think we might have one of our first deaths to the gas today, or for this game as well.
Yeah,
U2P.
Woo! You got to be kind of a little bit worried after that. You got a smoke grenade around you, and all of a sudden you hear, oh, God. Airstrikes coming in from the fresh airdrop. You players have to look out. They do stretch in a really far line. KOTK, you're at 50% HP on the outskirts of the gas, bleeding, trying to find a safe spot.
This is not a situation you want to be in.
Definitely.
and going
not.
for the airdrop is a risky move, but sometimes no one goes for it, and you can just pop in and
Unless
get
it lands literally right next
Unless-
to your
Like we
building.
saw in game 1 with Dano. He had
Dano,
one
yeah.
delivered to him.
Here you go. I have
He
a
still
delivery
has
for one,
his
mister.
airdrop tickets from Z1.
He's calling him
he
in.
just used that.
All right, we are down to below 60 players. Down to around the final third of the players in this game. 2/3 have been taken out. We're going to get into the late portion of the game. The safe zone is about to get small, but still a lot of players alive.
And Reeston has actually picked up a lot of kills this game. I've been seeing him in the kill feed. Maybe someone we're going to have to highlight a little bit more with Spectate. But he has been doing very well this game.
And-
Crumb,
Yeah.
Crumb seems to have lost his police car, but he's doing the best that he can do to stay in a relatively
We've got a
safe
guy though
spot.
on the other side of the hill of Crumb, so if he pushes over that, he might find him
and
and
now this
get him.
this particular hill is very famous from the fight for the crown. This is where Panda Global cod rushed the Ohio Rebels full speed ahead out of their police car. So it is kind of an iconic landmark in the map.
Dun, dun, dun.
The
It'll be
Ohio
forever known as
Mountain.
the Ohio Mountain.
Yeah.
Ohio's grave or Panda's Mountain.
Yeah, Panda's Mountain.
Panda's glory.
The Cod Rush Global.
What do you call your rock?
The
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
The tighty whitey rock.
Hopper's tidy whitey rock.
the Let's Go Baby spot. Nade throw, Piney.
Yeah, let's go, baby.
Like the CLG roof
Yes.
that we all rolled
Iconic
around on.
spots.
Oh,
and-
get Boxy, the
Yeah.
old school player, has been taken out in the gas as well.
We're seeing a lot of deaths. Top 50 Crumb taking shots at Florida King here. Knowing he's pretty weak, going to use the ridgeline to push up. Gas is moving in, so either Crumb is going to have to secure this kill now or get away while he can. Smoke grenades coming out. Frag grenade going out on
Is this
Florida
gonna be
King
it?
here.
Is this going to be
Does
it?
not connect
Is
just
this going to be
yet.
it? No,
No.
neither of the Nades were able to finish off the fight. But Flawed is
Unfortunate
in the
for
gas
Crumb.
now and very, very hurt. And at this point in the game, don't forget, Gas is going to start doing double damage from this point on in the game.
Yeah, it does get stronger.
So you don't want to be stuck in it. All of the players, like I said, they're getting forced into Spence Hills. Spence Hills is honestly, it's a brutal place to play. You have a lot of trees and you have a lot of mountains. And between the combination of trees and mountains, visibility is horrible. Like some places you have good lines of sight, but for the most part, there's so much difference in terrain that you might come over a mountain or come over a ridge and there's somebody right next to you.
Right.
And by the time you realize there's somebody there, it's too late and you have to fight. Or if you're hiding in one spot and you have good visibility on other players, somebody might come up from right behind you, coming out of the gas or coming from one of your flanks. It's hard to protect yourself in this safe zone.
We're seeing a lot of players going to be forced to move here. Safe zone is in the bottom left, so players like KOTK here up north are going to have to run again as far as they can through the forest. I'm just receiving word now that Jerk Chick, his name, is actually OG Showdown winner because he did receive first place in the 2015 Showdown, so he's kind of trying to hold his title here.
Okay.
Fortunately, maybe not going his way.
I feel like I've not seen him.
I have not seen Clem too much in this game.
No, neither have I.
With this safe zone as well, throwables are going to put you, I think, at an advantage using those nades, those flash grenades,
Flashes and
everything.
smokes.
Yeah.
Gas grenades are going to come in huge because they do damage through trees. Frag grenades are going to be huge for flanking players out of position. I'm even expecting to see a couple Molotovs.
I love throwing mollies. Damage them, and then they run off and take them out.
Yeah.
Plus, when you light somebody on fire, they're
Yeah.
easy to see.
Right.
Because they're just
True.
this flaming running
Oh.
character.
Great.
Wow,
Great
Jagger
kill.
taking out Lakin. He lost his helmet, but no confidence dropped. Apex Shea with the quick kill on Zackrock while he's in his Jeep. That's actually going to be huge for Apex. He will be able to jump into the Jeep, drive away, and loot at the same time. Game
Apex
one.
has been playing incredibly
Yeah,
well.
this has been a really great
Second
game.
place for first game, and he's still in top 30 for second game. He's going to be getting a lot of points both of these
Signed
games.
as well. Signed.
Yeah.
Third place from game one is now still in the top 30. Just like to highlight that Crumb did go down around 29th place, which might not be too bad. We saw in the South American Showdown that Massa got first, fifth, and 53rd, and he still managed to get first place, in overall score. So definitely, maybe not ideal for Crumb, but it is possible to bounce back in game 3. So all these players are going to be rotating soon. Everyone's forced next to each other. Colt Melander is less than
He's
50 meters
right
away.
behind him, but he doesn't want to fight because he doesn't have very much cover. He knows that both players has cover. He doesn't want to force the fight. If he gets taken out now, he's not going to be getting near as many points as he's going to get if he survives into top 10, top 15. But these two
Not a
players
bad
are
spot.
so close.
If he sees him, though,
Colt
he's
is
got
being
that
a
advantage.
sneaky bean pod. Loser,
Sneaky bean
chicken D getting shots off as well. But he's going to want to relocate. He doesn't want to stay that close with the
He
gas.
does have a 2-hit armor on. He has not taken any damage just yet, so he is at the advantage here, taking a helmet off
Wow.
of Poles here. That was a beautiful shot.
Yeah, it really was.
Playing so confidently.
Armor is now
Gas
off.
is coming in. I have a feeling that Mercer is going to be in the gas very, very soon. That's why Loser was trying to get away from the gas because he doesn't want to be in the gas.
My man LLCD here is definitely, going to try to choke out. Wow, beautiful shots right as a smoke grenade erupted on Merker. Gas is going to be doing a lot more damage at this stage of the game, around 4 damage a second. So players are definitely going to be in a tough
Loser
spot.
was pushed right into another player on top of the mountain. All of a sudden, Loser is becoming the pinched player.
Now look at this movement from him. You see he loses his helmet and immediately gets a new one on just with quick muscle memory. Actually taking out Mercer here.
He finishes the fight.
It's interesting to see.
MMX is still on top of the mountain, but it looks like Loser is being pretty smart with movement and staying mobile so that he's not going to get shot up.
Yeah, Gas is definitely going to become a threat, and the players who have been in the Gas for a long time are nearing close to 100% toxicity, which means Gas is going to be doing even more damage. Unfortunately, speaking of Gas, Gotaga taken out by Toxic Gas. Definitely
Colt
not
is
something.
playing so passively. Like, he has shots on this player, but he's not taking them because he doesn't want to risk getting taken out himself.
Yeah, and he has players around him, too. He's just got to be a little bit more careful. Sign, finds himself in the middle. Smoke grenades coming out. He's just kind of trying to hang out, live as long as he can. Gas is very dominant in this game.
Now, this is what I was expecting from this safe zone. Like, because of the diverse terrain in this safe zone, players are going to be super, super close to each other. Like Colt right here. Finally, they are forced to fight, and Colt was taken out.
I'd like to point out that Kuge from atop the radio tower, actually took out Howie from a pretty good distance.
Oh, but Howie getting up into 16th place, that's
Yeah,
still a
it's-
strong score. He's been playing very consistently.
Very consistently. That is for sure.
Oh, we got a rush on the trailers. Jackie Chan is getting pushed in the trailers, but Jackie Chan is saying, you cannot come into my trailers. MMX has been taken out by Jackie Chan, the
Still-
professional Counter-Strike player. Oh, look at those cute puppy dogs in the picture right there.
MBK2G forced to get out of his truck. Tires on fire. He's burning rubber. MBK actually in a not too bad of a spot between a tree and a ridge. Sign, kind of being forced into 1v1 against Memento. Memento has a very clean shot in this game. That is for sure somebody not to underestimate.
NBK is trying to get a good position, but Huang has clean shots on him. I don't think that NBK is going to be able to survive, and he's not. He's getting taken out.
MBK's got to be feeling a little bit better. He died first in game 1, but now he just went down 13th in game 2.
Yeah.
So a little confidence boost
A
for
nice
MBK.
escalation in performances. If he goes from like 150th to 13th to top 10,
Right.
that might be enough.
A lot of close quarters fighting right now. Using those flashbangs is going to come in handy to move around. As we saw yesterday, that was well played.
Definitely. All of the flashbang grenades, all of the smoke grenades. Oh my goodness, we got Apex, or Apex Ace been taken out by Huang. Second place from last game, getting 12th place this game. Still 2 strong scores from
Yeah,
Apex.
I'm pretty sure he's still definitely going to be in the top 10 overall scores.
Absolutely, absolutely.
This is a hard one, too, because you can get shot in the back by just somebody moving, and
Yeah.
they see you, and you're just behind a tree, because that's pretty much the ridges and the trees are what people have to use in occasional rocks like we're looking at right now.
Of
Memento
course.
in a 1v1 here versus Sign. Still, Memento did take off Sign's armor, and Sign does have his back exposed to other ridges. He could find himself in a tough spot here between
We got a triangle. We got a
Splintexify
triangle.
and Sign. Brothers born in the battlefield here, but let's hopefully have to
Memento's
see how
getting
this works for
blindsided.
Memento.
I think that there's Sign to his left, there's Splintexify to his right. I'm pretty sure there's some players behind him as well that might not be able to see him yet.
Yeah, Splint does have gas up. He is aware of other players around him, taking shots at Sign, too. Sign, unfortunately, does not receive a hit. He is with a minor... Oh, Sign
No,
is like
Sign
the
is
four-way
getting
pinch.
lasered. He's
Wow.
juking. He's juking. He wants to stay alive, but he bleeds
no.
out.
Wow, Kuge
He is not
with
able
the
to
double
do
kill.
it.
Actually, Kuge took out Memento, then took out Sign, as well as taking out Howie earlier. Kuge showing dominance. for Epsilon.
Absolutely.
He has a great spot, too. If he's going to push in north, he might find this guy that he's coming up on.
Look at how
south
much
of
open
him.
space there is
Yeah.
north of the safe zone. Like the current safe zone, all the players are in the middle of it to south, but nobody has really taken advantage of being to the far north side of the remaining
Yeah,
safe zone.
if he moved north, I feel like, he would have that advantage.
It's
He's
interesting
moving
to
towards
see
the other
for
players.
sure. Vitality and Epsilon have definitely showed a dominance in the EU region. Some of the players representing those organizations have been really skilled in this tournament. StarQ TV coming up behind HappyBot and then getting shot from behind as well by Huang. This is definitely going to be coming down to tooth and nail here. 7 players remaining. We got Kuge, Splintexify, Jackie Chan, aka Guardian, Pipetta,
Ooh, we've lost-
LLCD
yeah.
choking on gas. There's only a few players remaining. The longer they stay alive, the more points they're going to accumulate.
Yeah, 6 players remaining and counting. Jackie Chan is remaining in this game. Pipes survived a lot longer in this game. Vitality, hurrah! One of the crowd favorites did not. Well, he wasn't able to get back to the safe zone.
Yeah,
he was
he
so
choked
close
on
over on the
gas.
right side. Look at him. He was probably like
Ooh.
5 meters away from safe zone.
Kuge raining
great fight.
nades down Splitexify. If Kuge takes this game home, he has got so many points from late game kills as well as placement. He could
course.
pass Charlie.
Of
Definitely.
course.
He's
Charlie
feeling
got taken out
confident for
early.
sure.
So I'm gonna have to say if Kuge does win this game, he's gonna get boosted up.
All right, chat. This is a call to action of the 5 players remaining. Who do you think is going to take the second game of the showdown? You got Jackie Chan, you got Splintexify, you got Kuge, you got Pipe, and you got Huang. Who's it going to be?
I'm a fan of Splintexify. I'm a fan of Kuge. I'm gonna have to go between one of those two. It looks like Kuge has been playing this match a little bit better than Splint, so my vote is for him.
Splintexify is playing so well, but look, he's literally
the
in the
move.
middle of all 4 players. Splintexify, if we're playing monkey in the middle, he's
Oh,
the
and
monkey
Kuge hops
in
on
the
the
middle.
rock.
Splintexify taking shots, forced to get
He
back
can't
to the
go
gas
back
grenade.
to the gas grenade. He can't go back to cover. He's going to go over to Huang.
He's in a hard spot here for sure.
He's in a very tough spot. Jackie Chan is just chilling. Jackie
Yeah,
Chan is in his
staying in
trailer.
that trailer,
He's
yeah.
not dealing out damage, but he's not receiving any damage. Kuge is in a great spot. So is Huang. Splintexify, he's the one who has to dance or he's going to die. Depending on how many smoke grenades he has left is how long he's going to be able to survive.
That's
But
a
look
tough
at this.
spot. Yeah, he's right in the middle.
Look at this situation.
Wings also had a really, really great game. A lot of kills and great positioning right now.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be good.
Splintexify.
I was about
Absolutely
to say,
struggling.
I think the only reason Splintexify hasn't died yet is because the other players
Oh,
behind
there
him
he
weren't
goes.
trying to kill him, but
Kuge with
eventually they
another kill.
did.
Yeah, wow. Guardian
Jackie
here
Chan
in
is
the
sitting
best
in the
spot.
trailers in the
He's
best
got a
spot.
trailer, he's got safe zone, you know, he's got players around him. Huang, Kuge, and Pipetta, you know, are going to be forced to move in. Huang does have a police car really late
He's
into
going
the
to try
game.
to drive that car on the weird rocky terrain.
He's taking shots at a Kuge. Kuge does have a defensive smoke grenades up, so he will be safe for a little while here. Players will be forced down to the open. Jackie Chan, a.k.a. Guardian, at the absolute advantage here.
Now, Jackie Chan, the trailer is a great spot because it keeps you safe. However, you're not going to be able to fight people off before they push close to you. If someone just rushes Jackie Chan, it's going to be kind of like a free-for-all or a free fight. He's not going to be able to hold players off. However, he is going to be able to stay safe in the trailer. So it's
They've
a
got to
gift
know
and a
someone's
curse.
in the trailer. They have to know.
Oh, of course.
Oh, Huang is right by the trailer. Guardian here is playing real patient.
If I was Jackie Chan, I would not try
Oh,
to
and
fight
he's
them.
pushing
I would
in?
just wait.
He's
Because you
gonna
can let
have
all
to.
the other... Oh, he's pushing out!
Oh!
Whoa! He tried to destroy the explosive barrel and get the kill, but it didn't finish out Huang, and Huang was able to take him out
That
with a shotgun
was
headshot, too.
Beautiful shot to the dome, actually, by Huang.
Huang has become the resident Jackie Chan sitting in the trailer, which is the new
Res-
power spot.
That's going to be the new thing, Resident Jackie Chan, huh?
The resident Jackie Chan.
Kuge, top 3 versus Pipetta and Guardian. No, Guardian actually just went down. Huang, Pipetta, and Kuge. Gonna have to fight here for the win. I'd love to see the safe zone. I think Kuge might be in a power position depending on where it pulls, but ultimately Huang does have the most cover.
Again, yes, it comes down to positioning. At this point, you want to manipulate your opponents so that they are having to fight each other instead of yourself. If you put yourself in a position where it's going to be a 2v1 versus you, you're going to get taken out. But if you can manipulate the safe zone where you force the other 2 players to fight each other or force them into a bad situation, like Kuge was forced out into the open, now he's just going to get torn to pieces by the 2 remaining players. Pipe and
Pipetta with
both.
the complete potato on Kuge. Actually gives him
no.
a chance again to cover. He
And
does
now
make
he's
it into
close
the smoke.
range with Huang. But it's going to be all
Oh.
over unless he can turn it around.
Huang with the beautiful execution. 1v1. Huang versus Pipetta. Huang actually showing dominance on this game right now. Does
Oh, the
land
Molotov was high enough where it wasn't able to catch him on fire. But we got fire everywhere.
Smoke grenades coming out. There is still explosive barrels in the trailer. Look at
I don't know how I feel about that truck to hide behind. He's rushing.
They are not holding
Pipe's
back.
rushing.
Absolutely
I
not.
did not expect that to happen at all. Pipe
Whoa.
went for the rush, but he wasn't able to finish out the fight because Huang was like, "No, I have
That's
armor. You did
actually-
not catch me on fire with that Molotov.
It's actually
and I'm gonna shoot
crazy
you away."
to think that, you know, I thought Kuge was doing really well there, but I think
Yeah.
Huang actually probably got the most match kills that game. He was popping
I'm
off.
curious to
Huang
know the
was going
total of that.
insane.
He was doing
Yeah, it
really
was
good. I'd like
amazing.
to know if that was his name was actually Huang or it could be a player playing under a different
Yeah.
alias.
Definitely.
But really impressive stuff came out.
Very
Clean
strong
shots.
performance.
Yeah.
Now, that safe zone was so unique, and like I was saying before, not a lot of players enjoy playing in that type of area because you don't have very good
Yeah.
visibility. There was all those divots, there was all those hills to hide behind, the trailers to hide inside. A lot of fights were a lot closer range than in other areas on the map, but it led to some really, really dramatic situations, some dramatic rushes, and some
Yeah.
decisive kills.
A lot of throwable kills.
A lot.
I think that's my new favorite kill. The
Yeah.
throwable. I just love seeing that. It's just utilizing another aspect of the game.
Definitely. The
Definitely.
throwable kills are always impressive for sure.
And these players have a complete mastery of it. You see different techniques, whether they're rolling them on the ground, they're throwing them really high in the air so they
Yeah.
explode before they even touch the ground. They can really catch players off guard.
It's cool seeing the flashbang grenades being used to
Yeah.
good effect as well. Like,
Mhm.
especially when the spectator is behind the enemy and
Right,
the
and you can
spectator
see
gets
it.
blind and you go, oh no,
It's so bright.
what's happening?
It's funny how that interaction works. That's how you know it hit, right? The spectator
Yeah.
got blind, the player's probably blind too.
All right.
It's just, it
GG.
definitely leaves you on the edge to see like what's gonna happen next. And
wanna
we
turn-
saw it actually got turned on like say I believe it was Rizar in game 1. He flashbanged an opponent and then actually got hip fire 2-tapped while the
Yeah.
other player was
Yeah.
blinded. So
Which was really, really
it's
unfortunate.
interesting to see how it all works out for these guys.
Yeah, you can do everything you can try to do to take control of a fight, and that's what you want to do. You want to take control of the fight, you want to take control of the situation, but sometimes a player's able to just turn it around on you, whether it's
Yeah.
that shotgun shot or the crazy hip-fire 2-tap. You think you have everything that you need, but then, woof, it's over in just a second.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the players have to have that confidence too. Like if they're flashbanged, like we just were talking about that push when he pushed out, even though he was flashed and he hip fired and got that kill. I think in a situation like that, using that confidence and just going for the kill can pay off.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Sometimes you just kind of
Yeah.
have to roll with the punches and start swinging. And he, came on top. Another opportunity like that was 10K Days in Central Park and Pleasant
Oh,
Valley
yeah.
was low. He was getting pushed, and then he just quickly peeks out, two taps the dude, like strafing, and he was just done. And he just fell. And,
Deleted.
yeah. And we saw a lot of consistency coming out of players like Crumb, MMX, Apex Shay,
Yeah.
who were
I
top 10
love
first
Crumb's
game
consistency.
and still made it really far into game 2. So kudos to you guys.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can
Amazing.
see, the match results. We're going to take a look at the top 20
Yeah,
of
top
game
20
2.
for
Look at
game number 2.
Wow. See, Huang definitely racked up a lot of kills that game. 229,000 points for him. Apex picking up 105,000. So scores are going to be shifting a lot here. And we're going to take a look at the top 10 overall for the cumulative games. So we have Huang in first place, followed by Apex Shay, by Sign, by MMX, by Kuge. Charlie went from first to sixth really fast from one game. Swintexify, Hurrah, Howie, and Star QTV all in the top 10. These guys are now in the running for a golden AR.
You know, I wanted to touch on Howie being in 9th. Even though he hasn't won and hasn't been in the top 5 situation, he's still 9th because he's been consistent in his performance. He's done well, and he's moved into that top 10 right now. He's got to have a great third game to get that golden AR. I think he might pull it off.
He might be able to pull through. Now, we are joined here today by Adrian Nordzai. A lot of you guys out there on social media probably know him as Ken Adams, NSA.
This
He's
guy.
joining us here on the caster desk. Now, Adrian, you're the senior product manager at Daybreak. Would you like to tell us a little bit of what you kind of do for the community and Daybreak?
Yeah, so I'm watching all the data, all the stuff that you guys do. I know it sounds creepy, but it's really insightful.
Super creepy.
Basically using that data to kind of improve the game, make
Mhm.
changes to things like scoring or the way that crates operate, things like that. It's very much designed to help reinforce all of our decision making and make sure that you guys are getting the best possible experience, and it's incredibly optimized.
Yeah, definitely. And we saw a lot of changes. I know you like to post on Twitter, kind of like the global rank distribution. We see stuff like, 0.4% of players are in royalty. We see like 60% of players are in gold. And preseason 4 started a few weeks ago. What kind of changes did you make to the scoring system for preseason 4?
So we heard the message loud and clear that we wanted royalty to be harder. You
Wait,
know,
what messages?
the message is who said any of that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
So yeah, we with the last preseason, we saw that royalty was a significant percentage of players higher than we expected. I think it was above 1%. Everyone felt like it was a little bit too easy. So we definitely made some adjustments to the score thresholds there so that it was harder to get in. It was more prestigious. We're kind of continuing that trend going forward. Additionally, we made kills worth significantly more. We want to try and continue to balance that relationship between placement and kills. We're going to continue to iterate on that, but it seems like we're getting a lot closer season over season.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. I think it was especially in like in season 3 and stuff like that. We saw a lot of players in royalty. It felt easy. You can get like only a few kills and get 10 wins, and you basically made it. As the seasons go by, what are some of the things that you guys want to focus on changing? Like, do you guys want to see stuff like better rewards, harder royalty, stuff like that? Like, what would you guys like to see in the future of the next seasons?
Yeah, so I mean, you kind of hit on a couple of them already. You know, we're constantly iterating on rewards. That's going to continue to change. We're going to continue to give you more and more cool stuff. We actually have a template designed internally that we're going to be rolling out eventually, but we have no news to share on timelines for that yet.
Okay.
But we've been hearing your guys' feedback. We're going to make season rewards more exciting, more interesting. Additionally, we are going to be adding a new tier. So there's going to be Master tier, which is going to be in between Diamond and Royalty. This is, in case you guys have been paying attention, to kind of go back to that distribution that we shared earlier. There's a big drop-off between Plat and Diamond and Royalty, and we need something to kind of smooth that out so that we've got more of a normal distribution curve.
Okay.
Master is going to be something that we feel is a good in-between where we were before, while still preserving, you know, the importance of royalty and how difficult it is to get there.
Do you feel like for the master class that's going to be a majority of skilled players, but not the top tier? I feel like that's going to be kind of like
A nice buffer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like the middle man for a skilled player.
Yeah, that's kind of the goal,
Yeah.
right? Is we really want royalty to be that you are the upper echelon, you are
best.
going pro, right? And master is, look, you know, you're in between these two very, very difficult places to get to, but you're obviously one of the best players in the game. And so master is just kind of giving you that additional level of progression that's not as absolutely brutal as royalty is, while still giving those really, really good players like yourselves, you know, that aspirational
Need
goal
some
for
recognition.
No, I'm new. I've never played.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I've never played.
So Master is going to be between Diamond and Royalty, right? So players are going to be expecting, you know, what would you say? You think it like 10 kill to 15 kill wins? What do you think will fall in Master?
Yeah, what are we looking at?
Or what are we looking for here?
I don't know. That's going to be a discussion we've been having.
Yeah, so we
I
can
mean,
tune it.
I think we're gonna definitely get the community feedback for the first iteration. We're hoping that it's not going to be quite as brutal as royalty. It'd be a little bit closer to, I think, how royalty was in previous seasons. Maybe
Okay.
like 10 wins, 3 kills each, that type of thing. So that's, you know, people feel good about that. They feel like that's still a tough goal to hit, but it is, let's say, reasonable.
Right.
Okay.
So it is going to be, I think, closer to the way royalty was previously, while royalty will continue to be as hard as it is to get into today.
I think that's good because the royalty bracket is going to separate. I think of like games where I come from is Counter-Strike, and you know you have the legendary, like you have the big ranks that you know that they're the skilled, you know, top of the
You see
class.
them.
Yeah, and Master, I'm excited about that.
Yeah, and you know it's going to come with a brand new set of tier icons. We're going to be celebrating Royalty 1 in the kill feed a little bit more going forward. So instead of it just being, oh, I'm Royalty, I've got this badge, you know, in the kill feed, you get something really special for being Royalty 1, and it's going to be a little bit more like exciting. So you'll see.
It's nice to see that because as a player who has hit Royalty 1 before, it's nice to know that you've been, you know, you get a little bit extra incentive. You know, I'm not just a Royalty player, I'm the top of the top. You kind of like, you're going to be seen in stuff like the kill feed that, oh my God, this guy's a Royalty 1 player. Like that fear is going to strike
You want
across
a golden
players.
hoodie or something?
Oh, I mean, I'll take what I can get at this point. I mean,
Shiny
I
gold
can
hoodie.
backflip already. You know, I'm going to have a nice little helmet on.
I'm thinking
so.
like a gold suit or something.
Oh, yeah.
Something really classy.
So I'm glad you brought that up because, you know, one of the things that we haven't really talked too much about, which is giving, you know, players more things to do during seasons. So it's not just about the grind. It's not just about, oh, I'm trying to hit royalty. I'm trying to hit royalty. You know, there's things like the Skull Store, which we have neglected for a little bit too long, and we're going to be revisiting that in the future. And making it something that refreshes seasonally. It's exciting. You're earning stuff that allows you to, you know, get unique rewards
And
every single season.
customize your character to
That-
your
that's-
personality
I think
as well.
that's definitely a good push in the right direction. I find that, you know, a lot of players like kind of lose that drive to do leaderboards over and over again. So now if there's reason to, you know, get some skulls and, you know, kind of rework how the skulls store
Yeah.
works now, I feel like a lot of players are going to be drawn back to solo environments where it's like the only place you can actually grind skulls. So it's definitely a good move.
Yeah, we're really excited about it. I can't wait to share more.
Yeah, it is going to be exciting.
Now we've seen a variety in, you know, duration of seasons, you know, from preseason 2 spanning over like a long period of time to, you know, seasons more like preseason 3 were a little bit shorter or we're seeing like a lot of differences in times. Are you guys going to kind of settle on a time duration for seasons, especially if you're putting more emphasis on Royalty 1 and Skull rewards and stuff like that?
Yeah, and that's a great question. I mean, the thing that we're really working on is getting all those features in, so that when the season 1 officially launches, people always they look at it and they say, "Oh wow, I've got such a myriad of things to do. I need X time."
Yeah.
Right. And it's tough because right now, as we're adding in more features, we're changing things up. Scoring is getting different every single time. We're kind of getting closer and closer to what we feel is the right configuration of that stuff.
Right.
The season length usually has to kind of adjust a little bit with that.
Okay.
So I definitely see that it's going to keep moving. We want to templatize that so that it is, oh, it's 2 months or it's 3 months or whatever it is. Right now, 6 weeks seems kind of like the right balance for what we have in the game currently, but I anticipate that that's going to continue to change as we continue to add more and more things, more and more stuff for you guys to get invested in and explore every
It's
season.
definitely
That's
a good
awesome.
window of time. It's kind of like you have enough time to work hard, get where you want to be, but at the same time, it's like that rank is going to refresh, so you're kind of like pressured to play and get where you want to be, sooner rather than later. And I think that's what a lot of players are looking for. They want incentive to play, they want incentive and rewards, and that's what we're kind of getting here now. So
Yeah, exactly.
It's a good move. Now, we've seen from your Twitter, which is Ken_Adams_NSA. If you guys are looking at home for him on Twitter, make sure you guys drop him a follow. But we've seen from your Twitter that you're very passionate about gaming and H1. And what besides H1Z1, kind of like what's
Wait,
your
you like games?
Do I?
Yeah, I don't
Weird.
know. Besides H1Z1, what do you kind of find yourself doing, in your spare time?
Besides gaming?
Yeah, or other games, like other titles you kind of like to delve into or stuff like that.
Yeah, what are you playing currently?
So I'm going to get on my soapbox for a second and say that every
Alright.
single person watching and in the world, quite frankly,
You.
should play Persona 5. That game is phenomenal.
Yeah?
Yes, if you are even remotely a fan of Japanese RPGs, have to play that game.
Persona 5.
Persona 5, phenomenal game. And then outside of gaming, I love tennis. It's one of my favorite things to do, favorite sport. But yeah, I play an irresponsible amount of video games. So
Well, you work in the industry.
It comes with the industry.
but it really is like it's a lifelong passion, right? Living the dream.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
So I love competitive games. Like to your point, like I grew up on CS as well. UT back in the day, like those Twitch stuff. I'm looking forward to lots of great stuff coming up this year. We've got an amazing set of single player and multiplayer games coming out. But it really is. It's fun to kind of get a chance to help push through this competitive design in H1Z1 as it is now, and have an ability to change that just because, seeing to your point, like how other games have done it and finding, oh, this could be done a little bit better. This is, probably the best it could be, and trying to find the right hybrid of all these different games and how they've approached these systems and designing it in H1.
I think H1 is so unique to its category. It's that battle royale genre, and it's still new. It's something that people want to play, and creating something that's going to stick, that you can, log in every day and know that that's what you're getting into, that's what you're playing. I think it's going to be really good. I'm excited for the future, and like we were talking about earlier, there's a lot of stuff coming that we were able to see early in advance, and it's amazing to see what Daybreak is working on behind the scenes. There is stuff that is happening, and they've been working on it for a long
we saw
time.
it at the Player Summit, this week.
It was really eye-opening to see, and it was really cool to be here for that and be a part of it, and it's going to be really cool. Like, I'm super stoked about it, and you guys should be too.
We've seen like a lot of competitive stuff. Like right now, we're in the middle of the showdown. We had the fight for the crown, the invitational. So there's been a lot of competitive events, for H1Z1. Are you planning, more stuff for the future? Are you excited about the competitive scene growing and being able to see it before your eyes?
Oh yeah, I mean, like the Invitational year over year it's incredible to watch, right? This is a brand new game mode. This is a brand new type of genre that's emerging. And to see that, all the challenges and the kind of stuff, like how do you broadcast a game with 175 players in this massive world, right? Like, and watching is kind of, and you guys as well, like finding out the best way to cast it, finding out the best way to showcase what's going on, the action moments. Like, this has not been done by anybody else in the industry.
Yeah.
It's incredibly
It's a
exciting,
first.
right? So we're breaking new ground, right? And there's going to be a couple of bumps along the way, but I feel like we're really doing something special here.
Yeah, no, I totally
I think we're
agree.
taking a lot of strides, and I think people at home kind of feel like, they get connected. Like, there's a lot of players in like today's European Showdown that people at home are sitting there cheering for it, just like, just like this basic sports event. Like, they have their favorites and they're cheering here. There's like Gotaga, Storm, and Eric, popular Twitch personalities,
Yeah.
and there's also other skilled players like Crumb, Howie, and stuff like that who have proven themselves in the past competitive environments, and they're all brought together through stuff like this, like the Showdown. So it's just exciting to see the community interaction from Daybreak. It's been bridged by events like this, like the Showdown.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody. I did a quick walk around upstairs in the bullpen where everyone's working, and literally every single developer has the Showdown up right in
Yeah.
on their second screen.
It's
or
so
you know,
exciting to listen and to watch.
Mhm.
yeah,
It's really
everyone
cool.
is really loving this so far. So
Yeah.
it's great that you guys have been doing a great job.
Oh,
It's been,
thank you.
thank you.
And so we're in the EU Showdown right now. We have NA later today at 5 p.m. And, who are you going to be looking forward to seeing or winning? Taking home that golden AR.
I think.
I mean, it's tough because these guys. You know all of them.
Yeah, I don't want to play favorites. Honestly, I'm just excited to see kind of how the mayhem's going to unfold. And
Yeah.
and
Anyone that sticks out that you're like, I
Well, I'm here on the desk, so he can't choose me this time.
yeah, exactly.
Piney wins.
Piney's always a winner in my mind.
You've made it.
Honestly, it's really going to be, it's going to be tough. I think there's so much good talent
Yeah.
in there, and to pick one winner. I think what I am most excited to see is how everyone adapts to kind of how what's happened in the game thus far and how things have changed. Like watching people and how they've been using grenades and like throwables,
Yeah.
and that to me is just a completely unlocked part of the game that we're going to
Yeah.
continue to invest in.
They're
so
using those game mechanics, and they're at home, they're comfortable, and playing at home is comfortable. I mean,
Yep.
we're all we stream and like we do that every day, and hundreds of thousands of people or whatever watch us, and we're comfy. And these players are there; they're not at an arena, and I think it's really cool. I agree with you though; it's hard to say because we've seen great top players today in games 1 and game 2 not.
Yeah, getting completely
Yeah.
upset and like highlighting like
Shocking,
Stormin or
really.
Eric, and they hit 100 plus for like both games, and it's surprising to see like this is an arena of top contenders. Now, Adrian, I'm just gonna say thank you for your time and joining us
Yeah,
here
absolutely.
on the desk. What we're gonna do, guys, we're gonna go take a look at the stats from the 2 games. We're gonna take a look at the top 10 overall here for games 1 and 2. We got Huang with the first place score at 361,000 points. StarQ leading 10th at 184,000 players. These are a lot of good players. Apex, Shay, Sign, MMX, Kujay, Charlie, Spintexify, Hurrah, Howie. All of these players are skilled, are in the running for the gold AR, and we're going to be breaking into game 3 in just a moment here. So these players are all in the running. The players are now in the fort. Destiny, we have 159 players starting off for game 3 here. Here's our number 1 seed, Huang. Hopefully he brings it home. I'm pretty sure he's feeling confident, already in the running. Now, for you guys at home that aren't able to get the gold AR, you guys are not out yet. You guys are going to be able to get yourselves a Showdown AR shown on screen if you guys enter the code SHOWDOWNEU on H1Z1.com/redeem. Or if you guys go to the main menu of H1Z1, go to the marketplace and go to enter code, you guys can enter this, get yourself a free skin.
Free AR skin? Did
Yes,
you just say
a free skin.
AR skin?
Right.
Oh my gosh.
What a deal.
How generous.
You're
$10.99.
Generous.
Yeah, $10.99. Make sure you guys check it out.
This is a game changer for each and every one of you guys who are here. If you don't have an AR skin yet, this is your chance to get a free AR skin.
Yeah, definitely. These are going to be, pretty exclusive skins. This code is only going to be available, during today's broadcast. After the broadcast ends, the code will expire, so make sure you guys get your code in now. You guys will have another chance to get codes during the North America Showdown later on today at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is in about 5 hours, or tomorrow during the Asia Pacific server. It looks like Game 3 is about to be starting. Players are going to be spreading out across the map here, and Game 3 is now commencing.
It all
I'm
comes down to
excited.
this game. It all comes down to game 3. A lot of mix-ups could still happen in the top 10 leaderboards. Players that are going to get like first, second, and third place might bump players off of the top 10, or players who've been playing fairly consistently might do the same.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Howie how he's going to play this one, because if he plays well,
He can
even
still
though
make it.
even though he hasn't made it in that top 5 situation, he can get that golden AR, and that's that consistency we're looking for.
It's like Kwang netting himself an early game car at the airfield. There's actually nobody else there with him, so he could have stayed, but it looks like he's choosing to run.
He's playing it safe. He
Uh-oh.
knows he wants to get the win.
This is going to be
Got a
rough.
nice little
Sign
run
is
in.
running.
Oh,
for his
Sign
life.
has no helmet and a pistol running across the street trying to get
Zach
away.
Rock, I don't think he looted that AR just yet. It bought him a little bit more time for Sign to run, but he is open field, no helmet, just kind of running for his life here. That's going to be tough for him to recover from.
That's a really tough situation.
He's only going to have that church there to loot. Other
Yeah,
than that, Howie actually taking first blood of the game,
IZ.
taking out AZ. Epsilon down already.
Early game fights. Again, the beginning of the game is oftentimes one of the most dangerous parts because everybody's landing, trying to spread out, trying to find out where they can loot safely. But if you run into somebody in a building, looks like there's a lot of players at the new point of interest. I saw 3 of them right there.
I love that new one in that southwest corner. What is the name of that shopping center?
This is Henniger
Henniger
Plaza.
Plaza.
This is
Oh,
Greg's
it's
place.
Greg
Greg
Greg's
Henniger's Plaza.
Shots coming out on the
Greg's
flaws as
place.
he passes by. Fiction taking shots at Getbox. He's well losing his life. Getbox, he barely
Oh,
scraping
nice
by
shots
with
from
25
Getboxy.
HP. Fiction put himself in the open there. Tries to secure the TV. Flaws
Are we
coming
getting
out
a
on
rush?
Getbox.
Are we
Flaws
getting a
with
rush?
the
Oh, we did get him with a rush.
Wow.
Okay, Flaws did not know for sure that Getboxy was that damaged, but he took a risk. He took a gamble.
You
he
could
thought,
see him kind of think about it, and then, okay, I'm going to commit,
like,
and he
is
did.
he trying to heal? Is he bleeding? And he saw that he was, so he hopped out and went for the
Yeah.
rush.
Paid off.
I think that's going to bump Getboxy out of any chances of getting into top 10 for this event.
We just lost 3 at the same time.
Yeah,
That's-
this is going to be rough. There's a lot of players down. 15 players already dead in the first few minutes of the game. Oliver GC here, breaking windows here. He's going to have to pay for that. That's for sure.
I feel like we're going to see a lot more aggression in this last game because kills count, and people are going to start wanting that, and so that aggression is showing up right now.
Yeah, it seems like players kind of tend to get a little bit antsy. Game 1, players are playing more passive. Game 2, they start to go for fights. Game 3, everyone's like, yeah, all right,
They're
I'm
ready.
comfortable in this
Yeah.
showdown situation. Let's do it. The players that I can imagine are the most, well, not the most hesitant or the most tentative, but the players right around 8th, 9th, or 10th place overall, they know that if they get bad placement in this game,
Yeah.
they might get bumped off. But if they just do well enough, 20 place, 15th place, then they're going to have enough points.
Seems to be a lot of people in close proximity, too, landing right at the beginning of this game, so there's a lot of fights happening right at the start, like these two.
Even in Slim Shady. Slim Shady just hanging out here. Eric Triceps in game 3. He's probably hoping for a better one. He still has a chance. We saw the 10th place only had 180,000 points. For a win, on average, you get over 200K. So if he does win this game, he is in a good running for the gold AR.
Of course. You could get bad placement, 120th, 140th. But if you win one game, if you win game number 3, you're probably going to walk home with a gold AR. Or rather, stay home with a gold AR
Yeah.
because they're already home.
It's going to be interesting to see for sure. Injured 12 here in Pontus, just kind of hanging out. You see a lot of these stalemates. Eric Triceps does have a body armor on already, so he's going to be a little bit more confident going to this building. It is filled with
Oh,
another
Eric
player.
Triceps has rushed.
Eric!
Oh.
Eric!
No.
Eric! Oh, no.
He did even have an armor on, too, and unfortunately he whiffed that shot
Number
again.
1,
Eric
preseason 3 and preseason 4 has been taken out all 3 games fairly early.
Eric probably hates the shotgun right now. Every single
I
game.
think the desk might be broken.
Can I
the
get an
mouse,
exclamation desk in the
the
chat?
keyboard.
Poor Eric.
The,
3
the
shotgun
stream's
desks.
off.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would be feeling pretty bummed out.
He needs to go take a bubble bath. Crumb is out as well.
Crumb?
Early
Ooh.
game.
Oh, no. Crumb has
He's
been
lost
playing
him.
so consistently. That kind
Crumb,
of throws
was
him out
Crumb
of
in the top 10 for a game for overall? I don't think he
He
was.
was
I think
not.
he was, but he was
this game
pretty
would've-
close.
Yeah, he had to have been close.
This was his chance to get into that top 10 by placing even top 20 because he was playing pretty well. He got pretty far in all of the games, but not in game number 3.
Regardless,
Hey,
though, these
here
are.
it is. It's Clem.
Oh, we found Clem.
Hey.
Hey, it's Jerk Chicken. He is in the game. I don't know how he's been doing in the past couple of games, though.
Yeah, I haven't seen him too
Yeah,
much.
I haven't been
so.
looking for that.
Fieldern.
Fieldern, yeah. Down
We have a
again.
A
lot
lot
of-
of the top
lot of
players or well-known
heartbreak.
players are being taken out of the game super
Holy
early.
moly. Sign right there, another player. He was in the top 10.
He's in close quarters with the other player as well.
Oh no, Clem is actually taken out of the game. 124.
OG Showdown winner.
Looks like he's given up his title.
Oh, looks like we might have a fight here. Both of them have cars, but unfortunately, Ninja was far away from his truck, so he's not going to be able to escape.
Interesting
Subet
angle.
is going for the rush to finish off the fight. But he's not hopping out of his car yet. He's kind of just moving around, making sure that Ninja isn't able to stop and heal. He's just biding time because he knows he has the advantage here.
He's quite close, too. I feel like he could go and take a rock or a tree to have a little more coverage as well and
Just
utilize
like
that.
To point out that this is not Ninja from North America. This is Ninja JJ, a completely different player. So
Different Ninja.
different Ninja.
Not the NA Ninja.
There are many ninjas.
Subet is kind of hesitant to commit on this fight.
I mean,
He had the advantage, but now Ninja JJ is healed up past half health and is continuing to get his car shot up and naded, which is not good.
I feel
Not
like in
good
this
at all.
point I might just drive off because, you know, you can make some poor decisions in this kind of fight.
You've
already,
lost the advantage. Now it's kind of a fair fight, and even if you do win the fight, you're going to lose your car. Look at that. He's lost his car. Now Subet is down to half health. Now he has no cover, and he's down to about 2 shots left, and he finds his own rock. That quickly went into a mutually destructive situation. Ninja JJ might hop into his car and try to drive off. Now Ninja JJ has the power over Subet Twitch.
I feel like-
Both of them are down to about 1.5 shots.
I feel like they both are committed though, or were. Ninja is now not committed. They're breaking up.
Yeah, he doesn't.
It's over.
He does not want this fight anymore, and I agree. One of the downsides to taking fights early is even if you win the fight, like best case you get more loot, but worst case you die. Or even if you do win the fight, you might lose your vehicle, you might take a lot of damage, and you never know when another player is coming in behind you to try to pinch you.
And we have a southwest circle, which is exciting. We've seen a lot of the southeast, the central, kind of around that Spence Hill, so hopefully it keeps moving south. I'd like to see it southwest in that area.
We've been seeing, I guess our prediction was right. We've been seeing a lot of aggressive playstyle for game number 3. I think at this point, a lot of the players who haven't done very well, they just kind of want to get a couple kills to prove themselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or maybe players are just getting a little bit antsy and they don't want to.
Dano taken out of the
from
game.
afar.
Lucas 60 FPS getting away with the kill. 80% assist from Makes though, but Makes does get the loot. So
Lucas got that kill from really, really far away.
Hyper here in a fight versus Leg. Grenade coming out by Hyper, rolling on the ground. Hopefully going to hit on the side of the tree. Does not connect.
We saw some great nades from Hyper last game too.
Sign is down.
It's definitely
Taken out by
Sign.
10-star.
That's not going to be good for his
Oh,
top 10 score. He
no.
might get bumped out.
That might be heartbreaking.
Tea Party with Vago taking out Future 33, Tribune taking out Pokita, and Shady taking out Fiction. Or a lot of deaths across the board here while this 1v1 is going on.
Interesting car skin choice for the EU Showdown. Not bad. They are supporting the NA Showdown happening at 5.
Yeah, 4.5 hours from now, guys. Hyper,
Oh, Hyper
taking a
losing his
lot
helmet
of
and on a
damage.
one-shot.
Leb
Lay is
pushing
going to
up.
take advantage of it. One shot
Wow.
from Lay
Oh
as
my
Hyper was trying to
goodness.
drive away.
Nice shot.
Hyper did not have enough acceleration in his off-roading vehicle to
He wanted that.
escape.
He wanted that off-roader. Another bathroom
What
fight.
happened here?
Tribune is down.
I'm a fan of that backpack he's got on right
I
there.
like
One
that
of the old
suit.
school
Look at
Showdown
that.
backpacks.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. A golden suit like that. A Royalty 1 gamer. Future. Or T-Rex helmet.
I love the T-Rex.
I love
the
can we-
T-Rex helmet.
The Australian
little
T-Rex
arms.
helmet.
The
huh?
prehistoric crate.
Cannot confirm.
I would love that.
Days official. He's playing very, very well. Also repping the patriotic Jeep. Staying alive.
I mean,
trying to
you
play
can't complain. I
consistently.
mean, that Jeep has an eagle holding magnums on the top of it. I mean, clearly. Yeah.
That is frightening.
That was a very accurate bald eagle noise. I'm going to have to give that
No,
one
I
to
try.
you.
I can do bald eagles. I can do goats. I can do elephants.
And you can juggle.
I'm here all week.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Literally.
And the Flamehopper soundboard is available to you for $10.99
Womp,
also.
womp, womp, womp. Ooh, Howie's
Howie.
hanging out on top of the church.
It's actually, it takes a few jumps. You have to jump on the umbrella, onto the house, onto the church, but it's actually not a bad place to hold and kind of just like bob and weave between.
It's,
It's
like using
true.
a ridge, I suppose.
It
using that.
yeah, provides great, also great visibility. And visibility is huge for keeping players away. If you want to make sure you don't run face to face against a player and have one of them awkward situations where you're like, well, one of us is gonna have to die, getting good visibility is key.
I'd just like to point out that earlier on in the game, Huang is dead. But
wow.
you know,
Huang-
even being above 100, he's probably still going to be in the top 10. So I think Huang is sitting at home with the gold AR.
Let's hope so.
We'll find out after this game. I'm really, really excited to see how all of the scores turn out. Game 1 and 2 have been done. That's 66% of the score.
Kuge
The last
down.
game, a lot could change.
QK was taken out by Sweezy.
Ooh, that could be rough. A lot of the top 10 players are taking out super early in Game
Yes.
3. Intensify kind of just chilling out. We see a lot of patriotic Jeeps in the EU region. Interesting.
You know what? Like seeing a bunch of different players in top 10 really shows how skilled everybody is.
Yeah, how
Oh my
skilled.
God.
Definitely how
Okay.
skilled these players
Okay.
are.
All right, bad timing. But no, like so many, all of these players are so good at the game. Any
Yeah.
player can take it.
Yeah, that's amazing. There's been so many good fights. 2 taps, headshots. That's something.
And then that fight.
And that fight. Oh,
Stop
man.
laughing. It's not nice.
I'm sorry.
I see you laughing.
Okay, all the shots on the wall make it a little bit hard not to. Let's see, we got
Hey, GG man.
a GG man. Just adapt, you know, kind of just chilling here. Do we have, you know, mini adapt in the chat for this guy? Let's get some adapts up. Dimac
Oh,
taking out
low
Liam.
health.
Liam is definitely a contender that would want to stay into
Oh,
the
is
game.
Dimac going to be taken out by the gas here? If he's bleeding and the gas, it might be enough unless he's got that medical kit on just in time.
I think he's going to be
gas
all right. This
That's
gas
gonna
is
be
still a
close.
little bit early. We haven't actually caught a glimpse of the safe zone yet, but I'm assuming players are moving a little bit more south.
90 are remaining. That's a great number.
Yeah.
Just want to point that out.
Yeah, some might say
90 left.
P90.
P90.
Yeah, the safe zone has been south every map so far, and a trend is developing. All of the players on the north side of the map, all the players in Pleasant Valley, they're going to get funneled into each other as they're moving towards the safe zone. A lot of players are probably going to choose to stay in Cranberry until they absolutely can't stay in Cranberry, but a lot of fights are going to break out regardless, just because of all the players getting pushed into a smaller area.
Yeah, I believe Stormin is still alive in this game as well.
Yeah,
we haven't really
seen
got
him.
to see too much
We haven't
of
seen
him,
much
but
of a
he is
splash
alive.
from Stormin.
Wow, look at all these players.
All those players in the north, they're going to get funneled right into
Ninja,
each other.
JJ, Mithrain, Zeke, so many players coming out of the northeast side of the map. And then we have players just like, you know, right there in the center of Cranberry. This one is a little bit different than the other ones. This one is drifting a little bit more east, encompassing 8 Mile.
Over to the west.
U-Mall. Over to the west, encompassing 8 Mile and U-Mall.
You know, just like all of the other games, looking at that safe zone, nobody was in Spence Hills.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Nobody likes
Nobody
Spence
likes
Hills.
Spence Hills.
Nobody likes Spence Hills.
Take note, if you want to avoid players, go to Spence Hills because nobody else is going to be there.
Yeah, nobody likes that one.
Maybe they should just make it a crater instead of hills.
Just a big crater. A big
Spence,
pit.
yeah,
Spence
Spence
Crater. Oh, Stormin picking up a kill. Shoddy kill. What is this,
Somebody's
OP
car
Wizard?
is not in very good
He is,
condition.
yeah.
OP Wizard, it's the European version of Shurima.
Oh, OP or Wizard?
He doesn't seem to have a very
He doesn't have good
fast police
acceleration.
car.
Wizard is going to kind of slunk along with his police car as much as he can. Mercer is going to be behind his
Grenade
vehicle in
out
much
for
better
both parties.
condition.
Cop car
There
going
Look
down.
goes an
that.
exploding cop car, but amazing shots on Mercer. If
Wizard
Mercer doesn't
pushing
hop in
up.
and leave, it's probably too late. At this point, he's not even going to be able to hop out and leave. He's trying to pop out and take some shotgun shots.
Oh, and he
Is
might
it
get
gonna be
shot from
enough?
behind.
Is it going to be enough?
Oh,
No, it's
he
not.
missed. He had it. He had it. He took off the armor, and if he would have connected that last shot, he definitely would have got away with that kill.
But it wasn't enough.
I feel like any second longer, he was about to get killed from behind. Another
Yeah.
player pulled up and was watching that fight. A lot of players will do that. They'll see a fight happening and they'll pull in and get a kill and
Want to
and
clean
leave.
up?
Yeah.
You want
exactly.
to
It's not a
be the
bad-
janitor, just kind of mop up a couple of kills as they're distracted. It's the way to go if you want to pick up kills without
Yeah.
putting yourself in too much danger.
We saw that a lot with Krem last game in the gas, taking out a few people and assisting.
Definitely smart
Mhm.
plays.
I just would like to point out to the viewers at home, guys, make sure you guys enter in the code SHOWDOWNEU on the main menu or on h1z1.com/redeem. Get yourself a free AR skin. Code SHOWDOWNEU, one word. Probably going to be displayed on the screen here in just a second. Boom!
Bing!
SHOWDOWNEU
Magic.
on the screen, guys. Get yourself a free AR skin if you guys haven't
Everybody's
already done so.
favorite word,
Free.
free. Free AR.
Free 99.
Actually, I should mention today it's double the price for this showdown, which
Yeah.
which makes it free. But tomorrow it'll be half off. So
Also
it'll be
free.
Free
Yes.
0.5.
3.
Buy 2 for 1, 2 for free.
Starship are taking out Haas. StarQTV, who is 10th place on the overall ranking, he's trying to get away. He wants to stay alive as long as he can, but he is being chased by Apex.
Stop chasing me, please.
What's his name? Kakashi? Kakashi, huh? Kakashi, huh? Is on hot pursuit of
Huh.
StarQ. He is able to, you know, catch up to him, so Kakashi is in a good spot here. Now looks like StarQ
He's
is
hopping out
bleeding,
trying to
lining
get
up
some
shots.
and he was not able to connect quite yet.
Is that a spawned ATV in that garage? There was an ATV in that garage.
Okay, we got a couple players still lurking around Pleasant Valley. All of Cranberry is still safe. The bottom left, the southwest of Pleasant Valley is still safe, but I have a suspicion this next safe zone is going to push everybody completely out of Pleasant Valley.
There's a game 1 winner right there. Charlie 12 finding himself in the gas. In game 2 and game 3, it seems like he had a really unfortunate circumstances. Airdrop looks like it's being dropped over the open field just west of the Cranberry residentials here. Chance of, bombing runs and a hunting rifle. MMX finding himself over at Bumjig Farms. There's going to be a lot of players surrounding this area. And it seems like a lot of players in all the regions avoid center as much as they can.
Yeah, it seems to be a general trend, and nobody has gotten a hunting rifle yet, or at least nobody has gotten any kills with a hunting rifle yet.
Yeah, we haven't seen hunting rifles used like at all
But I
across
mean-
all the regions.
Yeah, I've been waiting for that.
In EU, European players are so good and precise with their ARs.
Yeah.
They don't even need the hunting rifle.
Yeah, we have seen the only person to have used the hunting rifle so far was Masa, the South American winner.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see a lot of AK usage in these games either. The AR definitely seems to be the weapon of choice. What do you guys use the AR? AK?
I use the AR. I'm a 100% AR guy myself.
Same.
I'm definitely
Well,
more AR,
girl.
but
You're
AK,
an AR guy
I'm-
yourself.
I'm an AR girl.
AK has its uses. I mean, with the Magnum nerf, AK is good at demolishing cars, so it might be good to hit a full spray on like a passing by vehicle.
We've seen a lot of close quarters fights with an AK, and it's really come out on top over the shotgun as well. Unless they land those shots.
Let's see. Meekan actually, was popping off in that last game. He had over like at least 5 kills in that previous game, so he's going to be someone to watch out for. He definitely has that raw ability, and he's feeling confident.
Over half of the players have died in the third game of the
Wow.
European Showdown right now. Safe zone is getting smaller and smaller, but it's still pretty big. Like, in this safe zone, there is more than enough space for all 70 players to spread out and find their zone. So right now we still have players kind of playing aggressively, forcing the fights. We got players trying to post up and simply survive. We got fights that seem to be forced, like Ben's right here. Ben's does not have anywhere to go. He's got no cover unless he can make it to the other side of the ridge over to his right. But I don't know if it's going to happen. He's
No.
staying on this side of the ridge, maybe trying to get cover.
Benz is probably not feeling too confident about pushing up on people. He got absolutely decimated by Splintexify.
Wow.
Hurrah, taking out
the
mid
crowd favorite.
There's that AK full spray coming out. Now, Benz got taken out by Splintexify earlier, absolutely dusted by a shotgun grenade.
What a grenade!
On top of JG7's vehicle. Definitely doing some damage there, forcing a
could have
retreat.
That could have been disastrous if that would have done more damage to the Jeep. That would have just blown it up. MMX is down to one shot trying to drive away in the Jeep. Is he going to be able to heal up? He's trying. He's not behind cover yet.
Ooh.
MMX is going to get rushed
Gotta
right
hit
here.
on it.
I don't know what's going to happen here. I don't know what's going to happen. MMX.
He's going for it.
He jumps out. It stays down to one shot.
Oh!
My goodness! MMX literally at death's door defies death once again and is able to take out S1.
He needed
Confidence
that too.
is
He
key.
needed that. He
It
is in the
really
top 10.
is.
He might be one of the first people in the world to get a second cold AR.
That's insane.
That's historic.
Yeah, that's
That
gonna
was
be a
he was
story.
in a horrible situation.
Howie's
being
still on the
separated.
roof of this church. This is something we've seen with Howie out of all 3 games. He has picked a spot and planted himself, whether it be a
A
bathroom,
whether it be a forest, whether it be a church.
yeah, he
That-
is holding position, and I think that makes him a really strong player as well. He's being patient and allowing fights to come to him as well.
Yeah, he gets comfortable. He finds
Yeah.
somewhere that he's comfortable within his comfort zone, and he takes control of it. He dominates that spot.
He's definitely been consistent. It's someone I think.
Ooh, Starshipper
deserves
right
that
behind Opulent
golden.
Dragon here, taking shots, landing one to the armor. Let's see if he can turn this Opulent, turning immediately, taking
Oh,
helmet
nice
and armor.
shots.
Starshipper in an unfortunate
This
circumstance
is going to
here.
go into a close range fight
Opulent
very, very
does
quickly.
not have a armor on and taken out by Starshipper. Beautiful use of the shotgun and cover. Smoke grenades coming out, able to safely loot and avoid getting picked off from the side.
And heal up as well.
We got Ju Barimo right next to JG7 here in the gas. They're going to be kind of moving together. They're mirroring each other into the safe zone. They might interact with each other. Noisy
they
off
might
in the
not
distance.
know that they're there, but once they come out of the safe zone, they're going to be like, holy bean dip, there's somebody right next to me.
It's interesting to see. I mean, like Huang dying early, Sign dying early, Kuge dying early. You know, a lot of players out already that are in the current top 10. We're going to have to see. We might see a big shift this game.
All right, look. Okay, so this safe zone has a lot of open space. Over
Yeah,
to the
it does.
southwest, on the other side of the river, is very, very open. All of the space between Cranberry and Pleasant Valley is very, very open. We still got a little bit of Cranberry left in the safe zone, but I'm expecting this safe zone to be largely fought in the open.
Yeah, and this one is definitely pushing more towards like PV, out of Cranberry, out of the south. Apex Shea picking up a kill on Roughsarn. You know, we're going to be seeing a lot of fights breaking out. Cars are going to be very prevalent in this safe zone.
Definitely, cars are king, especially earlier on in the game. Cars are great for mobility, for protection. We have seen a trend, though. Once we start to get into top 20, top 15, the advantages of having a car kind of diminish because it paints a target on you. Like, if you have a car and everybody else is on foot, everybody's going to see you, everybody's going to hear you, and they're going to focus fire you, and you might not be able to settle in a strong position
Right.
once you lose your vehicle.
Starshipper still using smoke grenades. Looks like he just picked up himself another kill on Koi X here. He has a lot of loot, and he is pretty close to the next few safe zones being up in the top.
I feel like a lot of players as well are holding that position, just like Howie is on that church. They're wanting to play patiently
Apex
at this
Shea.
point.
Yeah,
Starting to set in.
generally you don't want to move around a lot. Like,
Yeah.
the more you move around, the more odds are that you're going to run into somebody and be thrown into a bad situation, be thrown
Yeah.
into an unideal fight. So if you find a spot that you feel good about, you want to stay there.
I really hope that Apex Shea did not just crash right there. He was kind of moving in place, so hopefully he's all right.
That would be heartbreaking. Hurrah's in the gas, healing up. He's gotten a couple kills. He's still in. Hurrah has not done super, super great in the past couple of games. I don't
believe
think.
Hurrah's in top 10.
He is in
actually.
top 10 right
I'm
now, so
pretty
all he
sure
has to do
Hurrah's
is
in top
get into
10.
top 20 again to really, really solidify his spot to
Yeah,
get the where they
Hurrah
are.
is maybe not won a game, but he is in top 10 for overall score with a good amount of kills. So,
Well, hurrah!
all right, now we're gonna be seeing gas moving. Sirens are coming out here. You know, players like Kriku here have the ATV, you know, hidden away. So when they do need to move, you're gonna have that escape plan. We got Noisy here, just kind of hanging out. A lot of players on foot are kind of gonna have to be forced to move. You know, very soon. We got Crash and Aggro H1 all in their vehicles, trying to find a safe place to sit, and we're gonna have to see.
55 players left, down to kind of the last third. 2/3 have died in this game up to this point.
I haven't seen. Is 10K alive? I haven't seen 10K.
I haven't seen him for a while.
Might just be playing very passively. It looks like it spelled out a message right there.
Bombs.
Yeah,
Bombs are dangerous.
very coordinated pilot. You know, spelled out a message with bombs.
How sweet. He said, "Good luck, players. Good luck, players of the
Tixi,
EU Showdown."
Starship are finally taken out of the game by Tixi. You know, bombs are coming in straight from run. It's right over, players. You got to be careful.
These fights are always dangerous, not only because of the person that you're fighting, but the possibility of getting pinched from behind. This fight is quickly becoming close range. They're only about 30 meters apart right now. I suspect some of these players are going to start pulling nades out to try to give them an advantage, but Electric is so far just kind of pre-firing the corners of the tree. Maybe using the gas to his advantage if he can loop around. He's being very, very aggressive. This is a tough situation because if one of the players gets damaged enough, he's going to be in the gas, getting bleed damage, getting gas damage, and Shady's able to find the second headshot
You know,
to
Electric
take out Electric.
had enough time to put on a helmet there, and unfortunately he didn't. You know, it's just decisions like that that will get you killed.
Definitely, definitely. I can
No.
imagine the feeling of immediacy in those fights are increased simply because the gas is coming in. You don't have all day to hang around. You don't have all day to take your time and take your shots and use nades. You got to just finish out the fight quickly, and if you don't, you're going to die from either the player or the toxicity.
I'm really curious to see how it's going to be between like Howie, 10K, Storm, and like 3 European Titans there. Like I'm really hoping like we see like a showdown between those guys.
A
A showdown
A
in
show-
the showdown.
Yes,
No
yes.
way.
Showdownception. Boom.
It was definitely a good word choice there. You know, Luke is 60 FPS, picked up a few early game kills. He's kind of playing safe. Shady finding himself in another fight here. He had just recently finished one, taking out a player. He is pushing up. We've seen pushes go wrong real quick, you know, really poorly for the people actually pushing up. Molotov coming out.
He's within Molotov range. Is he going to make the other player crispy before he takes him out?
That was a
think
short
he-
throw.
Oh, he missed.
Yes.
Not a baseball player.
Definitely.
He did not.
T-Rex arms.
He did not throw that
T-Rex.
Molotov far enough. He's going to try again. He said, no, give me another chance.
Another.
What is going? Are these extra heavy Molotovs? I don't understand. No, this one was good.
Oh,
this one
okay,
was
okay,
good.
okay.
He's running through his own
Oh,
Molotov to
OMG.
get the kill. Holy cow.
Wow.
Shady, that was a bold move, Shady. Running into his own Molotov. He doesn't even care. He's like, you know what? I'm going to push through this to get the kill.
This
Plus,
is
it's
going
like
to be
an
a-
intimidation factor.
This is going to be a very interesting safe zone on the river outside of Cranberry. You've got that bridge. It's very, very open.
And
Howie,
you got a lot of trees on the southwest there, too.
Howie is safe on the church still in the safe zone. So is he going to hold down that entire spot?
Oh, I would if I were him,
I mean,
yeah.
people
Is
are going
Howie
to be
still in the
rolling
church?
around him.
Howie's still in the church, and it's still in the safe zone.
That's
Howie
pretty
is
intimidating,
a
too.
happy man right now.
Yeah, seeing somebody on the roof holding that and
Ooh, Led taking shots from
Lay's
behind.
getting
has
hit
scored.
really quick. Is Lay pinched? I think there's a player behind him as well. That's
He's
why he's
got
not able to hide
Oh.
behind there. That's a horrible situation.
Nerm takes him out.
Our unpronounceable name has taken out Lay from behind.
I think it's Nermanin.
Nerm.
I would
Yeah,
say
there's
it's-
Howie. There's the church man himself.
Yeah.
That's a good
Looking
spot
fresh in his messenger bag. He just got home from school.
to be. Yeah, look at that
He's
AR
ready to go.
too. Woo! It's spicy caliente.
Looking fly. The skinny pants, the shoes,
The skinny pants.
the skinny
the
pants.
jeggings. Are they? Yeah, they're jeggings. I think. Isn't that the in-game name?
Hmm?
The jeggings? Are they
No, I think it's just his skinny jeans.
skinny? Are they skinny jeans?
I think it's just
I
his
think
skinny
so.
jeans. No
Oh.
jeggings here.
No jeggings.
No jeggings here. This is
There's
H1.
stretchy pants for battle.
Okay,
What's
sirens
gonna
are coming
happen?
in. Gas is moving in. All these players are going to be forced, especially players like over in the northwest side of the map. They're all going to be forced in. So players like Haskor are going to have to make a decision here soon. Do they want to run? Nurmanen trying to finish off the kill early so he doesn't have a player behind him. Carr moving out of the gas. Nurmanen forced to reposition here.
And another thing to keep in mind, at this point in the game moving forward, the gas is going to start to do extra damage. Up until this point, it's only done about the same amount of damage that a medical kit can combat. However, this next safe zone, it's going to start doing double damage. The one after that, it's going to do triple damage, and it's going to keep doing more and more damage as time goes on. So you're not going to be able to stay in the gas as long as you usually could.
Yeah, Mountain FBS here hanging out. Sabet
So
Twitch
bet
is-
Twitch, I think, is not long for this world with the bleed and the gas. I think it's all over.
They're
And the
done for.
nades. It's
They're
a
done
it's
for.
GG. So bet Twitch in a horrible spot. Nurmanen taking out everybody.
Yeah, Nermanen's having a fantastic game for sure.
MMX still in this game as well. A lot of strong players. Splintexify still in the game, holding down the fort. Just adapt. Look at the airplane with the bombs going overhead. Right over the crate in the middle.
And Storman's still in this. I think he's trying to make a point. He's not dying early.
Yeah. If he wins, he's very good chance to get into top 10, especially with players, taken out early. Storman picking up himself a kill on Lefty. We have two players next to each other.
Apex
Shay.
has been brought down.
He is in about second or third place overall, so it might not be too detrimental for him. Wow, look at this safe zone, guys. Just outside of
Wow.
Cranberry in the wide open, encompassing 2 roads, a bridge, and the river. Players are going to be fighting tooth and nail right now. Hurrah, still in the gas camping his life away. He's like, I'm not going to be able to take a gunfight right now. I just want placement.
Oh.
And
He's
the
sitting
gas
there.
is doing so much damage that he's
He's-
not going to be able to get out.
He's definitely at 100% toxicity. He is just trying to camp his way to a gold AR
Oh
here.
no! And also Howie has to move. Howie's church is no longer safe.
Howie's church.
Howie's
Church.
It's
no
going to be the
longer
new
in the safe
landmark.
zone.
The Church of the Seat Swap.
All these players over on the west side of the safe zone, the southwest side of the safe zone, they're basically going to be fighting for this ridge that you see in front of you right now. Oh, another player just popped out, hiding,
Wesma.
playing very, very sneaky.
Taking shots at Henky. Henky is at 1 shot.
Hey,
Storman is approaching really close to this bridge, so Guesmar has to be careful about, who he's shooting at. He does look like he's going to take the police car and reposition before anybody rushes him. Howie picking up a finishing blow on Henky as he passed by in his car. That could be really good. Howie might have an escape vehicle now to reposition when the gas starts moving.
Hanky was forced right into
Taking
Howie.
the
Oh, I wanted him to
I
take the
wanted
jump.
it too.
There
I'm
is
so
the
excited.
airdrop too, right there on the bridge. Wesmar's just looking for a safe place
He's like,
to
there's
go.
bad guys everywhere. Now let's be real here. This safe zone is very, very small, and there's still 36 players left. This is a small safe zone for this many players. Usually in a game, at this point, you're in top 10. But there's more than 3 times as many players. But I like that spot that he's playing on the bridge. That's a very, very good spot because you can only get attacked from one of 2 directions, and you have cover in the trailer.
Hurrah is down for the toxic gas.
Hurrah is down.
Yeah.
The gas finally filled his lungs up way too much. He went down 34.
He was not able to combat it with bandages no more.
There's so many people left alive in this circle, 33 players, and all these people in the city are going to be forced out soon. You know, we have Stormin just south of this area on the bridge, surrounding the next airdrop. Maybe he'll go for the sniper rifle. It is close to him, right next to Crash, by the way, as well. You know, a lot of players are going to be fighting soon. Howie taking shots from multiple positions. His car taking damage, probably losing his boost. This is not where you want to be. Howie trying to find the right
He
car.
has no cover from behind, but he doesn't want to push across the river because he knows there's even more players over there. I feel like if I were Howie, I would have to focus back towards the church, kill anyone behind you, and then just post up on that side. He's got a couple vehicles, so if one gets destroyed, he's going to have another one. He's able to take out the police car of Gotaga, and Gotaga is now pinched between Howie and Hascore. That's alleviating a little bit of pressure from Howie, but also Howie's got players on all sides as well. At this point, everybody's getting pinched. Everybody's pinching somebody just by being there. It's a crazy, crazy situation, crazy dynamics, but Howie is just kind of in the middle of it.
People are dying off super quick.
Yep,
It's a lot
the
of
gas
people
is
in
coming
this
in.
safe zone.
It's pushing them. Another toxic death.
Noisy, yeah.
Shady coming up right behind. You know, if
Look at all these players. The gas is moving in. These guys are all going to be forced out. Star QTV choking on gas right in front of Dimac.
I don't want to
He
leave
just
this safe.
Dimac's like, oh, are you sure you're dead? And just had to make sure. Hit him with the quick
You
2
sure?
tap. CMD pushing him right behind Shady.
Shady
Shotgun
just
rush.
came out of the gas.
Oh, and the
And-
shotgun to
Wow.
the face, but he's not out of the danger zone yet. All these players are fighting. We went from 30 players to 19 in just a split second. Howie taking out Hascore. AM taking out Pipetta. We have so many things going on right here. Dimac in the surrounding warehouse next to CMD. Colt Melander and Aboya Francis as well.
Howie and
Danzies.
Stormin are both in this game. I want to see that Battle of the Titans.
It's definitely gonna be an interesting situation here. We have some of the few Vitality players left alive. We have Howie, we have Stormin as well, some of the community picks. And there's other players as well representing the European region here trying to prove their name. Stormin taking out Gotaga. That's a huge upset for the
Huge
French
kill.
community.
Howie's still holding out that same spot. He's just dominating at that rock. Holy bean pod. There's 2 players
I don't
so
think he
close
knows that
together.
Dimac is right next to him.
I don't know.
Danzi's picking up a kill on Cam Zahn. 16 players remaining in the safe zone here.
Like, he's got to know that somebody's nearby, but probably not exactly that he's in that one warehouse next to him. 2 players in cars driving past Howie. Howie's like, no, this is my spot, guys. This is my spot.
I like how Howie has this little kind of like barricade of
Of
broken down
vehicles,
Jeeps.
right?
Kind of like adds to his cover, on,
And
even
it
though
gives
it's
him an escape
destructible.
route.
Yeah, he is going to be able to get out. Makes FPS taking out Aporia, Hansen HG. I am taking out Guesmar with the help of CMD
Howie's
Rua.
putting out so much damage there. He just destroyed the car, and now Jag is stuck between a rock and the gas. If Howie had any nades, he would be able to absolutely abolish the
He
positioning
could
that Jag
launch
has.
a Jeep that way and blow that up and kill it.
It'd be a bold
something I would
strategy.
do. That
would
Be a bold
bold
strategy
move.
for sure.
Oh, man. I don't think either of those Jeeps have boost at this point, so I don't think they'd be able to roll very far.
Hey, you never know.
Yeah, anything is possible. Anything is possible.
I don't think Howie's too concerned about getting into a Jeep below. That low. He is taking shots, though. I mean, he does have a good spawn on Yage here. Stormin still off to the side there. He's got to be careful. Head coming
Jag
up.
is getting shot from
He
the
does
side.
have a hunting rifle on his back. I just like to point that out. There is
Oh.
a hunting rifle. Howie with the rush up. Stormin's behind him. He might have a shot on
Oh,
Howie.
Howie just put himself
Frag
in
grenades
a
coming
pinch
out from
between
both
Jag
parties.
and Howie.
Howie hitting nice shots. Yavleg down to 30 HP. Frag grenade coming out.
Wow.
Aerial over the rock. Does it connect?
Oh,
Yes,
He
it does.
gets him with the
Kobe.
perfectly placed
Perfect
frag
play.
grenade.
I know there's going to be some Howie Kobe emotes coming out
Howie,
here.
Kobe,
Perfect push
rep
by
them
Howie.
now.
I hear they call that the Howie. Yeah, they call that the Howie. That's for sure.
the Howie.
That's what I've heard
We're
around
just
these
renaming
parts.
H1Z1
Oh,
to
yeah.
Howie.
We got Howie's church. Howie's
Oh, the gases movie. They also call that the Howie.
The Howie. You know when like you spawn in the game and you're parachuting in. That's the Howie.
Let's
Howie
see,
and
12
Stormin are not far from each other either.
12 players remaining. Sirens are going out. Gas is moving. Players are drifting. Splintexify still alive in the river. IEM. We have Makes FPS. Howie. Dimac losing his head.
Oh,
the
no.
CMD. Dimac being
Losing
down
his-
to one shot.
Down to one shot and the gas.
Damsey's taken up by Howie. How did Howie get all the way over here?
Howie
He
is
is like, you know what? I'm
amazing.
done over there on that side of the map. I am just going to take out the rest of you guys. 2 Vitality players going out. Smokey.
Dimark is
and
in a bad situation.
Splintexify in the top 10 again.
It's top 10. Ladies and gentlemen, the time is now top 10 with the remaining players. Who do you think
Howie.
is going to take it? We got Howie, we got Storm, we got Denmark, who might get taken out. Yep.
Oh, that's
And
unfortunate.
Rua.
CMD Rua moving up, running up, right up to Howie. Makes
Right up to
FPS
Howie.
finding himself in the gas as well. A lot of fights bringing to
And
Howie.
Howie is taken out as well.
Makes
Command
FPS
Rua is
choking on
on a
gas.
rampage. Double
But
kill.
you know what? I think Howie.
Oh,
think Howie got a gold
Splintexify taking out
Stormin.
Stormin.
There goes the 2 Titans.
Yeah, Howie and Stormin taken out of the game. I'm going to have to cast my vote here for Splintexify. I'd love to see him take home Game 3 and a golden AR.
This safe zone is very, very different from the safe zones we've had in the past. The terrain is a little bit more level. You still have some hills and valleys, but for the most part, this is all about trees and visibility. So a lot of players are going to be able to get pinches on other players. I'm suspecting 2 or 3 players to die very quickly. It's going to get down to the top 3 very soon.
The potato.
We
is
have
out.
some
Wow.
blind potato in the
Oh!
Oh!
Wow!
What?
Splintexify with
Double
the double kill frag
Splintexify.
grenade.
He saw 2 people trying to shoot at each other, and he was like, all right, if I throw 1 frag grenade in the perfect spot, I'm just going to finish this fight. And he
Perfect
did.
placement.
Piney, you know a thing or two about double kills with nades.
I do, and that is a huge feeling. Splintexify is feeling confident. 4 players remaining. Splintexify, Rua, 2 Foxy, who we've also seen in the top 10 a few times. Splint in the 1v1
Oh.
grenade coming out.
Turf does not have very good positioning
beautiful
at
shots
all.
by 2 Foxy. Frag grenade coming
This
out
is going to
over
be
the
another
rock.
frag grenade.
And down he goes. The assist by Splint. Rua finishing off the kill. Aboya taking shots at Splintexify. Smoke grenades coming out. This is a 1v1v1 situation here. Splintexify really looking to take home this game.
Here it is, all down to the ending of the game, all about positioning, trying to get the other 2 players to fight each other as opposed to you trying to manipulate the safe zone where you're in a strong position. That's what they're all trying to do. Deal out damage to keep players away, but remain as safe as they possibly can so that they don't get put into a pinch.
Yeah, it's interesting to see that Splintexify's use of throwables, from frag grenades to smoke grenades, he is absolutely on top of the ball. Just like a clear mastery of the game right now.
He's a wizard. He knows how to play. He knows how to use all of the tools at his disposal. Rua right now is kind of taking it easy. And it looks like Rua is in the safe zone.
And Rua does have the power point here. Splintexify kind of off in the pinch. He's trying to isolate himself. He's down to a 2-shot, down to 1 shot.
Splintexify
Taken out of the
did
game.
get pinched.
But great game by Splintexify.
I think-
Definitely.
Nonetheless.
I think that, Splint definitely secured himself a gold AR with his performance over these last 3 games.
Guys, this is the final 1v1 of game number 3 of the European Showdown. It's down to 2 players, and they're actually very, very close, only about 50 meters apart. This is a pretty straight-up tree fight. I think whoever has the most effective use of nades is going to be the one to take this fight, unless one player pulls out an amazing 2-tap.
This is a 1v1 of
Booyah
game
and
3. This is
Rua.
the last game of the European Showdown, ladies and gentlemen. So we're
Booyah,
going to be
Rua.
seeing how this goes down here. Rua has been fragging out this game, so maybe he's feeling on fire.
Hopefully not literally if the other player has some Molotovs. They're both kind of at a standstill. They're like, all right, we're both in safe zone. What's going to happen? You don't want to be the first person to make a bad move, but if you have a good move, you want to be the first person to make the move. They might see where the next safe zone is to decide where they're going to try to rotate around to, or they might just kind of move in and try to fight. Rua is playing very smart, not even peeking. And here's
Frag
the
grenade
first
coming
nade
out.
in the dance.
Looks like it passed him. He
Yeah,
he
he knew.
understands.
He knew. He's like, nope, that's going to be fine. Another nade coming out, and it landed a lot closer.
Ooh.
That took
The
him down
HP
to
on the
half
Rua.
HP. He's going to have to heal at this point. Rua is going to have to heal. But Booyah might not know how much damage he actually did with that frag grenade, and he's going to give Rua some time to heal up. Neither of them want to rush each other at this point unless they know the other player is almost dead. Ooh, helmet off from Rua. And Booyah might be pushing up a little bit closer. Maybe a Molotov coming out soon?
Definitely flashbang or Molotov range here from either one of these players. So we're going to have to see how this goes. Booyah pushing out. He's kind of just hesitant,
Pre-firing?
trying to get the armor off of the other player, Rua, here.
It's a bag. Oh, he got a quick two-tap from
Yeah, that
Booyah.
was beautiful.
Wonderful
Booyah took Rua
shots.
out with that two-tap after some
That was
well-placed nades
amazing.
and then some
Really,
well-placed
really
bullets.
well done.
Great way to end the game.
That whole game was intense. We
Absolutely
saw so many
intense.
early game deaths from the top 10. Huang, going down really early. Sign going down really early. And there might
Eric
be a lot.
Triceps,
Eric
unfortunately,
as well.
going down early.
I feel for Eric. 3
Yeah.
shotgun deaths, top 100 every game. It's really unfortunate for him. He's got to not be feeling too great, but I mean, there's going to be more opportunities for stuff like this, and he still,
He's
know,
the
has.
top player,
yeah,
though.
he-
I mean,
he
he's got
still
that.
has a
he's
lot to
proven
prove.
himself.
Yeah.
Absolutely, he's
And-
proven himself.
I just really want to highlight Splintexifi's performance that
Yeah.
game.
And that
My
double
God.
frag grenade kill.
The double nade, he had
That
so
was
many
amazing.
clean kills that game. Splintexify absolutely destroyed the competition.
Yeah, I also want to shout out big highlight moments, multiple highlights in that last game.